LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Legacy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
We start first. Police department in the Bay Area said over the weekend they had dealt with an unusual circumstance, pulling over a driverless vehicle for a moving violation.
The Waymo?
Yep, this was bound to happen sooner than later.
Yeah, it was. Who did you give the ticket to?
The San Bruno Police Department said they were conducting a grant-funded DUI enforcement operation when officers spotted a Waymo robo-taxi making an illegal U-turn in front of them at a light. Officers pulled over the vehicle with no human driver behind the wheel. The department posted on social media on Saturday, quote, "That's right, no driver, no hands, no clue." Police said since there was no human driver, a ticket could not be issued, saying their citation books, quote, "don't have a box for a robot," end quote. Now, Waymo, the subsidiary of Google parent company Alphabet, was contacted by officers. In a statement to CBS News Bay Area on Sunday, Waymo's spokesperson said the autonomous driving system is, quote, "designed to respect the rules of the road." They said they are looking into the situation, committed to improving road safety through ongoing learnings and experience, according to the company.
So do you think, as you look at the photo here, that rear camera, if it spots the blue and red lights, it pulls over? Do you think that's how they know they're being pulled over? Because how would you get that thing to pull over?
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying?
So.
Because those things are designed to go from where they pick you up to where they drop you off and not stop.
So now if you want to carjack one, all you got to do is go up behind them with a...
I mean, I think maybe we have unfortunately discovered a flaw in this system, yes.
It would seem that you would need that for just the emergency personnel on the road. It needs to have some kind of flashing light to move over to let the emergency vehicles pass.
That's right, yeah. Interesting. I mean... So, I hate to think the way we just talked, but yeah, I mean, like we've seen people have the emergency lights and they're not real first responders, and that's illegal, but if you can get one of these things to pull over, somebody will do it.
Didn't check the mail yesterday, checked it this morning, and I had a ticket from the toll booth where they take the picture.
Which one? The one down at Destin?
Down in Florida.
In Florida? Yeah, I've done that before.
And they sent me an invoice for like $2.50.
It was.
Wait, how do you get through it without...
It's a camera.
Yeah,
there's no toll booth.
You don't. No, that's the setup now.
Yeah,
to not slow down traffic.
So they mail it to you.
Yeah, always.
So that's how everybody's going to pay.
Or no, if you've got the Sun Pass, it comes up.
I mean, who's got the Sun Pass if you live in Birmingham?
Well, nobody up
but
here.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
And actually, it's proven that they make more money this way.
So what happens if you don't
you're-
send it in?
Well, then it comes back and it's $4.80, and then it's $8, and then you're gonna get a court.
And by the way, it's not even me. I was like, dude, I hadn't been to the beach, and I looked. It was Leighton's car.
I love the fact that somebody thought you were driving.
Yeah,
don't send it to that guy.
But if you don't pay, eventually, it's you lose your license, and it's a much higher court cost.
The first time it happened to me, I didn't even realize that was a toll road. Like, maybe I just missed the sign.
Me too.
I didn't realize I was on a toll road.
Man suspected of committing multiple robberies in Colorado was caught by TV news crews while they were actually filming segments about him. Now, some criminals who think they've gotten away with a crime will at times show off. They want to mock police, federal agents who have been on their tail for a while. Others, though, try to play it a little more low-key, hiding away so they don't arouse suspicion. Well, on Friday, September 26th, a man suspected of multiple robberies in Idaho Springs, Colorado, managed to...
Up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All the college football you want, including more on Vandy and Alabama coming up as we work our way throughout this first hour of the show, and how Nick Saban's getting honored again at Saban Field this weekend. We'll talk about that, why college football loves the city of New Orleans. Baseball was fun yesterday, but we start in the NFL. Before we get to LT breaking down pregame show for his Rams tonight against the 49ers, which should be an easy win for you guys. I mean, the 49ers have nobody on the roster.
I mean, it is crazy when you look at now, Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, George Kittle, Brock Purdy. I mean, 4 offensive starters right there down.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You know who the healthy guy is?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Of all people, yeah.
And you know the one guy that can score points?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. The only one that can make that game interesting tonight. That's 7:15 on Prime, 49ers and Rams. We'll talk about the NFL in a second. What I don't understand is how the Cleveland Browns run their organization.
I don't think you're alone in that. I don't know if Cleveland knows.
I don't know of another. Can you name another QB3 that gets a media availability? Nope. I mean, I guess Jameis Winston finds a camera, but usually it looks like he's walking in the. I mean, I have fallen. I love me some Jameis Winston now that he's not my quarterback with the Buccaneers. And this version of him, he's a wonderful media guy. He's going to make a ton of money post career whenever he becomes a broadcaster. He's really entertaining dude. And apparently really a nice guy. I saw him signing autographs for a kid at the Giants and Cowboys game. But how do you go to QB3 all the time with a microphone, Shedeur Sanders? I guess yesterday you had to because Dillon Gabriel's named the starter. So you wanted Shedeur's opinion about them going to Dillon and not him.
Yeah, but you would know by going to him or by giving him a microphone, more than likely you're going to get a controversial comment, which you got. You know, look, it's a dysfunctional organization. You know, I've only worked a few places in my life, but at times places have been dysfunctional. And when they are, it usually starts at the top. And I'll say this about the Browns, it's never going to change unless you change it. And I just don't know.
That's deep.
With their ownership, there's a reason that they have been stuck in mud and done absolutely nothing. And over their huge history, they've never even been to a Super Bowl.
There's a reason that guy's got that jersey with all those names on the back of it we showed yesterday.
Rex Ryan had said something's missing with Shedeur Sanders. He talks and runs his mouth after Shedeur says he's ready right now to play. So after hearing that, he doesn't reference Rex Ryan. He does do this, and if you're listening and not watching us on one of our platforms, you will not hear a lot coming here except background noise because he's about to pantomime an answer when he's asked about the Browns quarterback situation now with Dillon Gabriel being named a starter. Here's Shedeur Sanders.
Third quarterback. Vocally, anything to say?
I guess yourself I guess one more. I guess what do you think you have to show? Show to the coaches just to have that belief in you that you can be ready.
What can you say?
How much has Joe been important to both you and Dillon in terms of your guys' development to this point?
Yeah, I just want to cut him.
Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be wound up about this? Why is this a big deal?
No. I'm just saying he's pantomiming these answers.
Well, I know, but I mean, why is that?
Oh, you don't have to be wound up. I'm just bringing it up here for a reaction.
Settle down. Lance wants to cut him.
Because he's bringing too much attention upon himself. He's a guy that nobody wanted to touch. He's lucky to be on a roster right now. Talent or non-talent, there's a lot of baggage with him for him to drop to where he did. And now you've got little antics like this when obviously your offense is so bad, your quarterback, a 40-year-old Super Bowl winning quarterback, just got benched. I mean, he should be there supporting Dillon Gabriel, man. Hey, look, whenever I get my opportunity, I am ready. But right now, Dillon has outplayed me. Dillon is our starting quarterback. I'm behind him 100%. I mean, this is just childish bullshit, in my opinion.
It seemed like he was just having fun with it. I don't know. I mean, it didn't really.
Yeah, but if you're Dillon Gabriel, what do you think?
What?
You're just a hard guy to figure out sometimes on your belief system on what you think is going to be bad. I mean, I think I can read you sometimes, and then this is one that.
But Brown, let me ask you though. Seriously, shouldn't he be supporting his fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel, who's going to get his first start ever? And I just think it would sound better. And if you ever want to own the locker room as a quarterback and to have success, I think you need to own the locker room and you need to have your team. And I just think things like this, it's not going to help other guys pull for him.
I just don't think when you're QB3, you should be making news. That's all I'm saying. You should be the guy that
the news should be Dillon Gabriel starting against Minnesota.
As LT is saying here, you should be the ultimate team player when you're QB3, trying to make the team, trying to get your shot. You should not be that guy in the locker room.
Yeah,
I blame Deion a little bit.
Well, I mean, I sort of blame the media for having the access to him. I blame the Browns, as I started off by putting him out there. I guess he has an open locker room. I don't know all the rules in the NFL. I feel like you could keep QB3 away from. I mean, he's got to have a special exemption to get into the game, right?
Yeah. Well, let me bring this up about Deion. Yeah. The only reason I say this, I love Deion Sanders, but him and Shedeur have a great relationship. And Deion, I would just think behind the scenes, look, you might be the best quarterback on that roster, but I played in the league for a long time. You don't need to bring attention upon yourself, and especially negative attention where it looks more about you and not about the team. Right now, Cleveland is in a funk. One of the reasons they benched their starting quarterback, it needs to be all hands on deck supporting and showing Dillon Gabriel, man, we got your back.
I would say that I thought Rex Ryan way overreacted to Shedeur saying that he thinks he's ready to play. I hope he thinks he's ready to play.
Well, he shouldn't be in the league if he doesn't think he's ready to play.
Right. So I thought Rex Ryan way overreacted to those comments.
Rex on a roll. He called Browns coach Mike McDaniel a couple of weeks ago a gopher.
He did. He tore up Mike McDaniel a couple of weeks.
And I know how the media works. You got to say outrageous things and all that stuff to get us to talk about it. I mean, right now, is that two different shows running at two different times? Get Up and First Take, and Shedeur goes full meme on answers. Or mime. Shedeur Sanders goes full mime on a different, longer one over there on that one. Orlovsky's on the show later today. We'll ask Dan what he thinks. Bet he's got an opinion about this. He probably was QB3 once. I don't remember Dan Orlovsky getting interviewed a lot.
I don't either. In fact, when you brought it up, I started thinking, other than Jameis Winston and Shedeur Sanders, I don't know how many QB3s I can name in the league.
I don't even know who my QB3 is.
Well, Progressive helps me because they do bring in their backup quarterback.
Those are great commercials.
Teddy Bridgewater, I saw him get pulled in this week.
What a good commercial campaign.
That's my guy. That's my guy. That's Buck's guy. Is Kyle Trask my QB3? Do we still have him?
I think Trask got cut.
Yeah. Mine's Quinn Ewers.
Do we have a QB3?
Mine's Quinn Ewers. I do know mine.
Your QB3 is Michael Pratt. Done away.
My guy?
Yeah, that's what
from Tulane.
Tulane, yeah.
From Tulane, Michael Pratt.
I saw him play meaningful football. He beat USC.
I had no idea
Kyle Trask was cashing checks. He never got in the game.
I had no idea he was in the league. Michael Pratt. I didn't even know he got. Did he get drafted?
Yeah.
I mean, Trask got to sit there and watch Tom Brady and then Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and a Super Bowl, right? I mean, he got good Super Bowl tickets.
Might have been a bad Google AI search because the official Bucks depth chart doesn't have a QB3 listed.
Yeah, I didn't know if we had one.
Google said Michael Pratt was QB3.
It's hard to carry 17 wide receivers and have a QB3 as the Bucks like to do.
We'll figure it out if we get too hurt. Yes,
one of them will
run the Wildcat.
One of them will have to go do that.
Surely one of these wide receivers played quarterback in high school.
Oh, by the way, Bucky Irving on crutches for the Buccaneers. 2 tackles, Mike Evans, Bucky Irving. Do you think the 49ers are hurt? Baker Mayfield, questionable. He says he'll play.
It's the one thing I hate about the NFL. Like, I'm so optimistic about this season, but if you lose one key player like a Puka Nacua who's got, a history of injuries. Matt Stafford. I mean, right now, like if Bucky Irving was gone for the season, you guys probably could figure it out because it is a running back. But man, it's just Mike Evans was out last week.
We'll be out again this week. The 2 tackles haven't played. I mean, it's
real quick. Can I make that
crazy.
point on
Yes.
Shedeur? Brown, do you not see what I'm saying? Like him and Dillon Gabriel have basically come up these last 6 months together. And they're around each other all the time. And I just think it would be wiser if he was like, I have got your back. And maybe he has said that internally.
Yeah, see,
I don't know.
And that's what you don't know.
Yeah.
And, that would have probably been a better way to handle this. But, I mean, you said cut the guy over the interview. I just thought that was an extreme reaction.
The reason I say this is it just seems like we exert so much energy on Shedeur, and he's still QB3.
Yeah, I know. I would agree 100% with you on that.
Like, how good can it be? Like, how much is it worth?
Yeah, I felt like the guy was having a good time. If he had come out and said Dillon is our guy, maybe that helps Dillon. I know. If I'm Dillon Gabriel, I really want Joe Flacco to be the one saying that. Like, hey, listen, I should have been benched, and Dillon Gabriel is our guy, and I'm behind him and helping him 100%.
I don't want the perception I get, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, is Joe Flacco's not that guy. I may be reading that wrong. Because did he basically say leading in that I'm not really going to, help these guys a whole lot?
I'm here to try to extend my career.
Is he one of those guys? I don't know.
He leads the league in turnovers. I don't think we'll see Joe Flacco. So
that's why, to your point on Shedeur Sanders, if he just hangs out a little bit, he's going to get a chance here in a couple of weeks. Maybe next Sunday.
This is the Browns. That guy's got that jersey for a reason.
Well, I'm not going to be surprised at all. And look, good for Dillon Gabriel. We talked about it yesterday. He was a great collegiate player at 3 different locations. But I'm not going to be surprised if he goes out against a really good Minnesota defense and throws 2 or 3 picks. And at that point, if you're Kevin Stefanski, like, do I go on and give Shedeur a chance?
Oh, at some point, he will get a chance.
Yeah, and that's why, hey, look, I'm here for Dillon. I'm going to do my job, but that is our guy right now, and we're behind him 100%. I just think that's the way to go this early in his career.
Before we get, to November 1st, when Tyler gives us a list of offbeat ice cream flavors holiday and disgruntled coworker holidays in November, Shedeur will get a start. He'll get an October start. I got a good feeling about that.
I wouldn't be surprised.
49ers and Rams tonight, 7:15 on Prime. 2 of the great coaches, Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, former Alabama quarterback Mac Jones, will start again. Interesting enough, Mac Jones, with his start this weekend, gives Alabama's starting quarterbacks from 2016 through 2022, every one of their starting quarterbacks start this weekend. Every Alabama starter from 2016 through 2022 starts this weekend in the NFL.
Yeah, so you get up to Milroe, who's obviously not starting for the Seahawks.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, Jake Coker on the front end of that. Jake, where are you, buddy?
Yep.
Oh, he's on our platform. You can get the new last call, set your alert. Mick and Jake are coming up.
Starting for us.
And then the Jalen Milroe, who isn't starting but playing. Oklahoma beats that record this weekend. They go every starter from 2015 through 2023 gets a start this weekend. You want the names?
Real quick on the Alabama point, though, before you give me the names.
Okay. I set that big moment up there.
We'll let people hang on it. Do you guys remember when Brody Croyle was getting a start for Kansas City?
And it was a big deal.
Yeah, like Alabama hadn't had a starting quarterback in this league in 25 years.
I think it was Richard Todd was the last one,
And now you just, and we always said it, like, if Saban ever gets quarterback right, watch out. Okay, so anyway, the big tease.
Yeah, Baker, Kyler, Jalen, Spencer Rattler, Caleb Williams, and now Dillon Gabriel. 6 guys starting this weekend.
I never, that list, all of them except for Spencer Rattler and Dillon Gabriel. I cannot believe those guys are starting in this league.
Every starter from 2015 through 2023 starting. That's Davis Maddock on social media with that stat there for you. Alabama's close. If Coker and Milroe was starting this weekend, they can match that, but they are not. And you can see Jake Coker with Mick Gillespie right there on the last call, right here on this same platform. Where do you find that, Brown, when you go there? I had to do a little deeper look. Is it in the live section? Is it in the video section when you go? Maybe you can answer that, Tyler. There's the way it looks there. When I'm searching that, once you get there one time, as it says at the bottom, like and subscribe, but you don't want to miss their content. So where does it always pop up? Once you get the like and subscribe, it's easy to find, but Is it in the live section, the video section?
No, it was not. It's in the video section. It will have its own playlist as it populates.
Okay.
Am I correct on this, Tyler?
It already has its own playlist.
But there's only one, so it's not a list. Yeah.
Right. I'm working on moving the Last Call playlist further up on our channel's homepage, so that way when you go to the channel's homepage, you can just see all of the currently active shows we produce.
Fantastic. So easy for you once he gets that set up for you. I did have to look a little bit when I went to watch it last night. Brought to you by friends at Pearl River Resort. That's the Last Call with Mick and Jake. You can catch that a couple of times a week. And then post games on Football Saturdays there, all that. The show today being brought to you by our friends at Brakeline. Tell us about Brakeline Brownie.
BrakelineOptics.com is where you go to get great looking shades like the ones I've just put on. You can wear them to the stadium on Fridays and Saturdays, wear them around all week. In fact, these things are made by people that just love to be outdoors. They like to hunt, they like to fish, they're on the lakes and the rivers and the beaches, they're on the golf course, and they wanted to build sunglasses where the elements you encounter when you're outdoors at places like that don't ruin the glasses. And if you happen to drop them, the lenses or step on them, the lenses are going to last. These things are unbreakable. They challenged us. We took the lenses out in the back of our building and beat them into the ground with a mallet. Could not break them on the asphalt there. That's what you get when you order glasses from Brakeline Optics. And I'll tell you what else you get. You get 30% off right now with code TNR30. BrakelineOptics.com, code TNR30 saves you 30% on your order. Great looking glasses. It's a Birmingham company, man, and they are doing incredible work. BrakelineOptics.com. That is BrakelineOptics.com.
By the way, last night I got a nice 20% off of my latest Roback order, Roback.com, promo code TNR20. If you don't think that works, you just jump in there and your first order, get 20% off. And, if you have to change an email address here or there, just go ahead and do that. TNR20. TNR20 gets you 20% off Roback.com. In that game tonight, 49ers and Rams, if you're not paying attention to the standings, 3-1 49ers, 3-1 Rams, Seahawks, who will be favored over the Bucs this weekend, 3-1 Seattle. So it's a tough division. Arizona's the dregs at 2-2 in that division. So it's an important game tonight. And Brown hinted about this yesterday. Rams, even though they're not 4-0, both of you thought they should have beat the Eagles. And it does seem like the Eagles are not what they were last year. Not that they won't get to that point, but okay, A.J. Brown is disgruntled. He's not getting enough targets right now. But I'm more concerned about Saquon Barkley, who hasn't. Now, it's only 4 games in. But has Saquon Barkley looked as
no?
Has he popped off yet?
No.
He looks different. I'm not saying
he's only averaging 3 yards a carry.
I'm not saying he lost a step or anything, but he doesn't look like he did last year.
Well, I think a couple of things. Jalen, has yet to throw an interception, but he hasn't been really consistent throwing the football. So I think a lot of defense coordinators are saying we're not going to let Saquon beat us. That's what Chris Hewlett and the Rams did. And it got to a situation where A.J. Brown had so many one-on-one matchups, the Rams couldn't stop him, and that's what happened in the second half. I do agree, the entirety of 60 minutes for Philadelphia, although they're undefeated, hasn't looked dominant. But there are spots, like the final 30 minutes against the Rams, they were dominant. The first 30 minutes against you guys, they were dominant. So it's still a ultra-scary top 2-3 team in the NFL, and when they put it together for 60 minutes – they're going to be dominant again.
Hurts, though, 152 against the Cowboys, 101 at the Chiefs, 226 against your Rams and 3 touchdowns.
And that was all in the second half, all of it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They got way down, so they were having to throw there. 130 pass yards last week at your Buccaneers, Dunaway, and 2 touchdowns. The guys, that is not a lot of passing yards, even on really any level, but especially NFL level. It's a very pedestrian passing attack.
I had somebody a couple of weeks ago say, I got a feeling Philadelphia is this year's Chiefs, where they're just not 100%, and they win all these one-possession games. And I said, well, got the Chiefs to 15 wins and a Super Bowl. Now, they ultimately lost that, but I think Philadelphia fans will be fine just getting back to a Super Bowl. I don't think this Philadelphia team is limping as much as that Kansas City team. It hadn't all hit yet, but they're still 4-0.
Yep, they're 4-0. That's what counts in the NFL. That's a little NFL conversation. You can get a play on tonight's Thursday night NFL game, 49ers and Rams at lanceslock.com, lanceslock.com. Before we talk college football, tell us about Lance's Lock, brought to you by Hempill.
Yeah, last night we were 1-1, so we are 3-3 right now in Major League Baseball postseason, but there are more games up and available today, including, as Dunaway said, NFL action. Jump on and win with us. We killed it. We've been killing it all of September, all of the football season. We will continue this weekend for you. Jump on and win with us at lanceslock.com, where you get a free play every single day. It's always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services, 205-229-2090. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of those issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Quick look at some of the MyBookie point spreads right now. MyBookie.ag is where all these come from. The Rams minus 8.5. I mean, that's basically a gimme in an NFL game. Don't even have to watch that one. Rams minus 8.5, total of 44.5 in that one tonight. Major League Baseball, your favorites, Cleveland, 127, minus 127 over Detroit. Cubs minus 114 over the Padres, and the New York Yankees minus 167 over the Red Sox. Early look ahead at Saturday, Lance's Dodgers an underdog on the road at Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 130 favorite in that one. College football-wise, Alabama still holding as a 10.5-point favorite as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. All those point spreads, all those games available right there at mybookie.ag. When you log on for the first time, use code NEXTROUND, and that's going to get you that $500 bet back bonus. Here's how that works. You make your first bet. Up to $500, they are going to cover it for you at mybookie.ag. You lose, it goes right back into your account. You can play with it again right away at mybookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere at mybookie.ag. Don't forget the casino area as well. That's fun too. Mybookie.ag, code next round. Mybookie.ag, code next round.
And on today's extended show, right after bonus time at 12 noon, we'll do the MyBookie's pick shows today. So hang around right after the show. We'll make some picks. Well, I'll probably tell you that Giants Saints under 41.5 at mybookie.ag is your best play of the weekend, both in college and in the pros, under the 41.5 Giants Saints. I mean, I'm not sure Brad Pitt could score in New Orleans this weekend.
So you think Jackson Dart falls back to the ground?
I should say I think Brad Pitt could score more than the Giants and the Saints in New Orleans this weekend. Alabama playing host to Vandy, 2:30. Game day's coming to town. The trucks are already over in Tuscaloosa setting up for the big show over there. And the big show here is Bama and Bourbon, man. It is the talk of college football when Aaron Suttles and Lance get together. And they had this to say yesterday on Bama and Bourbon.
We talk about all these players, and rightfully so. You can't convince me that pound for pound, Germie Bernard is not the most important player to this team.
Man, he's throwing it.
He's throwing it. He's running it. They're using him to supplement the run game.
Yeah.
I mean, he is, and I told him this afternoon.
And I can tell he's a leader. We've only had him on the show 3 times, and we do the
he's
weekly
a quiet leader.
But I can tell he's one of those guys that everyone, and you've said this before, and I think you said it 3-4 weeks ago, should have been a permanent captain in year 2.
100% should have been a captain on this team, and it still kind of burns me up a little that he's not. But I went up to him after the game and I said, you know what, man, it is a pleasure to watch you play. You're a hell of a football player. Because he scores the first touchdown. He's down there. I mean, I think he even, before his score, he set up the touchdown with a run to the outside. He got him inside about the 5-yard line. So he's tremendously important.
You know, one thing I noticed about him Saturday night, just watching the game, and this is such a random observation from such a fun game as the Alabama-Georgia game, but I just kept noticing this about Germie Bernard, and I think it speaks highly of what Aaron is saying there and of Germie's dedication. Watch him when he goes in motion. He goes in motion with purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like sometimes guys go in motion and they're kind of half-assing it, and you're like, watch him anytime he goes in motion with purpose. You can just see a difference in what he's doing on the play. Whatever it is, they want him to sell when he's in motion. He's selling it 100%. And I think that spills over to the rest of his game. You don't see that guy taking plays off.
No, he will be, and I know we've said this before, a first-round guy, back half of the first round.
Yeah.
Just because he does everything. And he's going to be NFL ready. And I don't think he's ever going to be a 1 in the NFL, but he is going to be a really good complementary 2.
I'd want him on my team. I mean, that guy plays hard every play. He does everything you ask him to do. And if we had said in the offseason Alabama's going to have a receiver that's a gadget guy, that you're going to hand off to and let him throw. I think everybody would have thought it was Ryan Williams, but they are now running those plays for Germie Bernard, and it's working.
9 touches this past week, 5 receiving, 4 rushing for Bernard. 2 games now that I've had a chance to talk to 4 different teams, 5 different scouts on Germie Bernard. Not enough to have a full gauge, and a lot will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Most everybody say second round.
Do they now?
Yeah.
I don't know what the top end speed is, and that can really affect you. I mean, because if you don't have top end speed, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, you can't play in this league.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
I mean, seriously. I mean, that's what will keep you.
Tongue in cheek on that.
Yeah, that was
right?
tongue in cheek, but that will keep you out of the first round. Like if he goes out there and runs a 4.6,
but it won't necessarily keep you out of the Hall of Fame. Is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. I hear you. All right, Roman Harper on the show next segment. Love talking ball with Roman. Will he be shopping for shoes? Will he be getting a haircut? I don't know. We'll find out. Roman Harper joins the show when we come back. Show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them, our friends at the Pants Store. It is game day back in Tuscaloosa. You need new gear, Bama fans. So whether you're the ladies and you're looking for those fall boots, I think kickoff temperature is going to be 82, but it's going to be in the 70s when this thing ends on Saturday. If you'll be going to the strip and you want the fall boots on, you can get them at the Pants Store. The rompers, the dresses with free alterations, free gift wrapping when we get to that point of the calendar as well. It's all at the Pants Store, pantstore.com. And guys, don't forget the hats and the quarter zips and the polos from brand names like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle and Roll Tide. All the great locations, Huntsville, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Birmingham, and shipped anywhere in the world at pantstore.com. Brownie.
Talladega Superspeedway, we are back in just a couple of weeks. In fact, 2 weeks from tomorrow is when the racing will start there at the Talladega Superspeedway. 17th, 18th, 19th of October of this month is the Yellowwood 500 weekend. You can reserve your spot now in the grandstands, in the infield, in the camping area, wherever you want, right there at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Don't forget, Whiskey Myers is the Saturday night concert. Don't forget that the Coolray Garage Experience is the most immersive in NASCAR. I say this all the time. If you've lived any amount of time in Alabama and have never been to a race at Talladega, you're cheating yourself, whether you're a NASCAR fan or not. It is an incredible show. 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Roman Harper on Bama's defense next.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
This hour of the Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Our Urology Centers of Alabama, that burns fact of the day comes from Joey Freshwater on Twitter. He says, yeah, you named those 6 starting quarterbacks from Oklahoma this weekend. Only 2 of them have Oklahoma degrees. In fact, all 6 of them wore some other jersey.
Oh, that doesn't matter anymore.
Mayfield from Texas Tech, Murray at A&M, Hurts wore an Alabama jersey, Rattler wore a South Carolina jersey, Caleb was a USC Trojan, and Dillon Gabriel, of course, wore 3 different jerseys, including Oklahoma. Urology Centers of Alabama, helping you stay on top of your health, prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between. Early detection saves your life. Over 70 years of urological care in Birmingham. 205-930-0920 to find one of 16 locations near you and get more details at urologycentersalabama.com.
All right, our buddy Roman Harper, Alabama great, New Orleans Saint great, SEC network analyst, about to hop a plane to Gainesville for SEC Nation, is with us now on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Harp? How are you?
What's up, fellas? How y'all boys doing?
Doing good. You doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. Try not to talk too loud. I'm in the airport, so.
It's okay.
But yeah, I'm good. I can't complain. Just going through some film, looking over some stuff for I got to get done for this weekend.
Who are you watching right now? What film were you just watching? We were watching you in our preview screen. You were taking copious notes on this film.
Yeah, man. Well, I got my notes, but I want to pull a couple plays. It's actually from the Alabama-Georgia game about how, I've talked about the last couple of weeks, especially versus Wisconsin. I saw a little switch and change in Alabama's defense. I thought that they were playing with the right amount of effort. I still hate their eye discipline, and I still don't like some other things about their defense, but you can make up for it when you play hard and you play with effort. Like, effort makes up for mistakes. And look, you aim to be perfect, but, it's an imperfect game played by imperfect people. So mistakes will happen, but how close can you be to perfect as you can be? Because that's what I'm always trying to grade upon. And so, but when you play with a sense of effort and a sense of urgency, you can make up for those things. And then you also got to be a little lucky, having a Georgia wide receiver drop a pass, which clearly should have been a touchdown. A little luck. Also on the 4th down stop in the end zone, in the red zone, that Georgia's O-line didn't really block the D lineman. Alabama wasn't even aligned correctly. So, but nobody cares. And so when these things happen, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting mad watching the tape. But at the end of the day, the end result was Alabama won the game, and it's always easier to correct mistakes after a win than after a loss.
Harp, Diego Pavia, look, nobody coming into the season gave him any credit. They thought it was flukish last year, and he is playing like a top 5 quarterback right now in all of the FBS. The guy is 12-6 as a starting quarterback at Vanderbilt, which is just mind-blowing. They're 5-0 this year. We saw him at SEC Media Days. He was maybe 5'11". When he was walking around in the tuxedo, he really looked like a waiter that was working at the hotel. But we don't
messed up.
We don't give the guy any credit. The guy is unbelievable, and he's just got that moxie to him that you want if he's your teammate. What do you see from Diego this year, and how much trouble can he give this Alabama defense?
I'll start with 2 big statements. Number one, this is a tougher matchup for Alabama than last week versus Georgia. I was extremely confident about Alabama last week versus Georgia. This week, I'm actually very nervous. Look, according to Alabama's coaching staff, they missed more tackles versus Vanderbilt than they did versus any other team last year. And the reason why you miss tackles is because you're not in position to make the tackle. And the reason why you're not in position because you got to be eye disciplined. You have to know your job, do your job only because of this option run game that Diego Pavia is a magician with the football. So he knows what he's doing with the football and in this offense. The second thing I want to say is that he's been the most consistent quarterback in the SEC this year. And he's learned how to throw the football better. They have better wide receivers and weapons around him. Cedric Alexander, the running back, is probably the best pass catching running back in all of the country right now. And they're using their guys in different ways that we have not seen. It's not just Eli Stowers, the tight end. He's actually a shell of the production that he had. They had to use him as last year. They're using so many other guys, so many other different weapons. And the O-line is different. And so this is a different team. This is a much better team. This is a once-in-a-lifetime Vanderbilt team. You talk about it. They were 5-0. They haven't been 5-0 since 1915. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime team. This is different. And I'll tell you guys this. You may tell you, and I told Cole Kublik this a couple of weeks ago, when I knew Vandy was different. They're playing Virginia Tech. TV copies on. And they're in the huddle. And I see one of their offensive linemen kind of got their jersey up, tucked in, old school Ezekiel Elliott style or Derek Brooks style, belly out, And when I saw a Vandy offensive lineman with a stomach tattoo, I was like, okay, this is different. This ain't the normal Vandy that I'm used to seeing. They look different. They play with a different attitude. This is a different Vanderbilt team. I'm just telling you.
You're
guys.
saying it wasn't fraternity letters like usually? It wasn't like fraternity letters?
No, this was not. Big blocked up, the old school Tupac Thug Life looking tattoo. That's what it was. And I'm just like, all right, this is not the typical Vandy that we're used to seeing. This is a different breed.
Yeah. Do you have bodyguards on Saturday? Because I almost walked across the street to say hi to you in Athens, but you look like you were about to get into a car and leave, and you had a big guy around you. So I didn't want to disrupt your flow if you were trying to catch a flight. So I just admired from a distance as I walked back to the stadium. You got big bodyguards with you on Saturdays?
No, I feel like the bodyguards and the security always brings more attention. I don't want them around. I like to just kind of get around my own way. I had a scooter, and then I actually drove to Athens. So I was probably headed back to my own car to get back out of there because, I wanted to get out before the game started so I could actually watch it at my house in peace with my kids. And we had a great time watching that game last week. It was very, very fun and exciting. A lot of emotions, a lot of yells and screams, but overall, man, just a great atmosphere. I knew Athens was going to bring it. Shout out to the Spike crew, who I actually got to know pre-painted up. Really cool kids, all college kids. They bring the energy, man. And so I really enjoy Athens because of all the people in the environment. And, it's a really cool town and all the bars and everything. It's a cool college town. I give Athens a lot of credit.
If you're gonna hang with Senator Feinbaum, though, you're going to have security clearance. I'm going to warn you, Senator.
Oh, my
Feinbaum.
gosh. You know what? I will give Paul a lot of credit. Paul is one of the more intelligent guys I've ever seen. Everything is done he is critically thinking through every move that he is making. The fact that this comes out, the announcement, is he even doing it? Then I heard my mom told me last night, he said, well, if President Trump asked me to do it, I'll run for it. I was like, dude, I've had conversations with Paul off, in the car, just us two. It's really interesting to hear that he's doing this now. Yeah. So That's all I'll say about that.
Okay. Back to Alabama's defense. I do want to ask you this because one thing that nobody is doing on them is throwing. Florida State didn't necessarily have to. I don't know if ULM or Wisconsin could, but Gunnar Stockton's a pretty good quarterback. You mentioned the drop touchdown. That's a good break. But aside from that, Alabama, why is it coincidence that through 4 games nobody's throwing on them? Are they doing something is there something they're doing that makes it difficult to throw on them?
It's a lot of moving pieces to it. I don't even know exactly what it is because I can't wait to see, I'm giving Alabama some credit. I don't want to give them a backhanded compliment like I typically do to a lot of people. I want to be better about that. And so I will give Alabama credit. They're playing. They got some really good players in that secondary. They do. It's not always tied at the hip and can join together. It's guys open a lot, but if they're not going to throw it to them, why are you covering them? So it'd be interesting to see if somebody actually starts to figure out how to attack these guys. But they're making good plays when they have to. I don't want to sit over and act like they're just locked down either, because that's not the case. It's just this weird combination of the quarterback's not finding them. They're doing some different things up front that really confuses guys where you think you have one coverage, but you're getting something else. They do a lot of moving pieces between the secondary. Maybe it's a safety. He looks like he's playing free safety, but now he's playing a hook player. You got him down in the box. Next, he's rolling back and running deep. So guys are moving a lot of different places. And ultimately, if you communicate between it all, you should be able to cover all these guys. And they've done a fairly decent job at that.
Harp, Oklahoma, I think, has really improved. But by far, to me, the most improved team is Mississippi State. Give Jeff Lebby a lot of credit in this league. I've said it. Although they're the most improved, I don't think they're going to win another game. But what are they doing right?
Dang.
Not only offensively, but defensively. I mean, both sides of the ball.
Coach of the year, but you're not going to win another game.
Well, I mean,
this 2 back-to-back backhanded compliments back-to-back.
Well, I mean, they've got to go to to College Station. They go to Florida, very winnable game, but still it's on the road. Texas at Arkansas, Georgia at Missouri, and Ole Miss. I mean, the schedule is absolutely.
You don't think they can beat Texas?
Oh,
you don't think they can beat Texas?
No, I think they
the way
can.
Texas is playing.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're going to be underdogs in all these games. Not that matters. I'm playing the odds that they're not going to win another game. But with that said, they had Tennessee dead to rights. They should be 5-0.
Yeah, I picked Tennessee to win that game because sometimes you gotta learn how to win these games, and I think that's where Mississippi State is in right now. They're in this time of learning how to win that game. They got to be able to protect the quarterback. You can't give up 2 touchdowns when your offense is on the field. That's what really cost them. They gave up. Tennessee scored 2 touchdowns that way. I will say this though, I got Mississippi State winning 2 to 3 more SEC games this year.
Wow!
Just because of how they're playing. They're doing some really, really good things offensively, and they play hard defensively. They got guys flying around. They have a sense of a belief. They're tough, and you got to put them out. And when you're talking about, they're just going to lose to Texas A&M, I'm just not so sure about that. Texas A&M played against Auburn, and the only reason they beat Auburn was because Auburn's terrible offensively. Mississippi State's not that bad, and they're just as competitive defensively. And so how do you continue to not – what Mississippi State has to learn how to do is not beat themselves. And so with Texas A&M, the reason why they allowed Auburn to stay that close because they had 14-plus penalties, 13, 14 penalties for over 100-something yards. So the mental mistakes, if Texas A&M continues the mental mistakes, Mississippi State could easily win this game this weekend. That's what I'm on right now, is that Mississippi State feels like they let one go last week that we should have had. Now we can go on the road and get it back this week. It's just a different team and a different mentality. I really like what I'm seeing out of Mississippi State. And then for Texas A&M, they're playing well. Marcel Reed's kind of been up and down accuracy-wise, but overall always giving his team a chance to win. I think getting Le'Veon Moss going, the running back for Texas A&M, was really big for them going forward. Hopefully he's back to being healthy like he was last year. And the best is still in front of him.
Okay, you touched on something before you get out of here. I want you to follow up your thought because I have this written down. That Arch Manning is only the scapegoat for a bigger problem at Texas, that this team is sloppy and they are really bad at a lot of places, not just with Arch Manning.
I would not call that a false statement. Let me tell you the thing about Arch. So Arch is making it hard to be an offensive coordinator at times because some of the throws that, like, if I want to call a game, some of these throws have got to be layups. When the guy's 8, 10, 12 yards over the middle of the field and he's wide open, I need you to hit that throw. And when he's not hitting those throws the first couple of weeks, it makes it hard to call offense consistent. Now, the offensive line has not played well. They haven't ran the ball really well either this year, which is another big problem with what they did really good last year. And some of the easy throws that they throw out to Wisner or another running back last year, those runs were going for 15, 20 plus. This year, they've been going for 3 or 4. So they're not breaking as many tackles. They're not blocking as well up front. And Archer's missed throws. Now, lucky for them, the last game they played before the bye week, he hit those throws. And that's why all of a sudden they looked better offensively. The one concern, though, is that he made the throws and they were catchable balls. They were caught passes, but they were still low. Wide receivers were still having to go to the ground and catch them. I need those to be catch and run situations going forward if Texas wants to achieve ultimately what they say their goals are. Defensively, they've been playing well, but they haven't played anybody. So I want to see how this defense continues to improve, and can they continue to force turnovers at a high rate and really help set their offense up to score easy points? Because right now, Texas, you talk about the things they're not doing well. Third down, they're not doing great on third down offense. They're definitely not doing good on fourth down because they go for it a lot and they don't get that. So those are turnovers they're giving back. And they haven't been great in the red zone either. So they're not putting points on the board when they get down there. So as a team, situationally, they got to improve in those 3 areas if they really want to be good this year. Or not, they'll watch out. Oklahoma, I don't care who the quarterback is, can beat them.
All right, he is Roman Harper. Speaking of Texas, they are visiting Gainesville. Roman will be as well. He's on his way right now from the airport to Gainesville for SEC Nation Saturday morning. See him there and see him on ESPN Sports Center as well. Harp, safe travels, buddy. Thank you for the time.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man. And next time you guys see me anywhere, you better come talk to me in public.
That's on Dunaway.
I didn't want to slow you down.
Right.
Didn't want to slow you down.
No.
Yep.
All right, come on.
Okay.
We're better than that guy.
All right, see you, Harp. That is Roman Harper with us on the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys Hotline.
All right, and the show being brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
You can make it bow time at your tailgates, at your college football watch parties, at lunch or dinner. It can always be bow time for you with those hand-breaded chicken tenders, and they've got those great sauces that come with it. Those dipping sauces are fantastic, and you can enjoy those right now at your local Bojangles. And by the way, on your way to school or work tomorrow, that pork chop griller is back. That pork chop griller right there between those 2 slices of tasty biscuit right there from Bojangles. You loved it. It's missed you. You've missed it. Get reunited with a pork chop griller at Bojangles. As always, make it bow time.
So the question last night at Odie's was, which came first, Gandhi or Coca-Cola? I'll let you guys think about that for a second. But there was 2% of that were asked last night. I thought one was high and one was low, and I want to give you guys those and see what you think. Percentage of Americans that have smoked weed.
At least one time. This was a Gallup poll.
At least one time.
Yep.
What y'all think the percentage would be of the American population. And then
of the entire still living population.
That's correct.
Not under 50, under 40.
No,
Okay.
and percentage of people, Americans that cannot swim.
All right.
That was from the
I thought
CDC
one was high and one was low. I was completely off on both of these.
Okay. I'm going to say.
First of all, do you have a Gandhi or Coca-Cola?
Okay, a lot of stuff. I thought we were going to do the stats first. Okay, the Coca-Cola for me is 1895 and is older than Gandhi was.
You agree?
I agree. Coke is older than Gandhi.
Coke 1892, Gandhi 1869. Gandhi would have been, I think, 156 today or something.
So
crazy
Gandhi
like
older?
That. Yeah.
Wow. But 1800s for Coke, good run. That's a good run, by the way.
They're not going anywhere.
Lasted longer than Gandhi.
It's a good run.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the amount of, and technically, I mean, I can now tread water, but technically I wouldn't call what I do swimming. So I'm going to fall into a very high of Americans that can't swim. I'm going to put that at a whopping 18% of Americans that can't swim. And I'm going to say 22% of Americans have smoked pot.
Okay, I went 29% on people that couldn't swim because I was just, you look around. I mean, we got 1 out of 3 right here, Ken.
Yeah.
On the weed, I thought it was more like 20%.
According to a Gallup poll in 2024, 50% of Americans have smoked weed at least one time.
I was going to say 50%. I really was. And then I was thinking to myself, but we're talking about smoking and not edible.
That's what I brought up last night.
Maybe people lump that together. I don't know, but 50% according to that Gallup poll.
Yeah. See, I don't think anybody smokes anymore. But everyone is into THC edibles, the legal kind and the illegal kind.
And the swimming was, according to the CDC, don't know why they're studying this, 15% of Americans cannot swim.
I was close.
So you were very close on that one. Yeah,
18%
you did well.
there, yeah.
What you learned at Odie's.
Odie's, yeah. Every Wednesday night, of course, you can pick up lunch or dinner. Watch all the Major League Baseball action Thursday night with the 49ers and Rams. Stop into Woolhaver, 2 locations, the original Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
First down.
If you had to compete in an eating competition or eating challenge, what food do you think would give you the best chance to win?
I tell you, well, see, this is what's going to get tricky for me. Like the other day, I was coming home from playing golf and I had to take my daughter somewhere, and she had gotten a cheese pizza, right? And I was going to be in such a hurry to get her. I was running late. I was not going to be able to get dinner, so I grabbed 2 pieces of the cheese pizza and ate them in like 30 seconds. But I did not eat the crust. I threw the crust away. It was just a handle. So I don't know if that counts because I ate the whole thing. But, man, I devoured 2 pieces of cheese pizza like that.
You know, we talked about Porterhouse last night, and our buddy Will Haver, back to Odie, said he could eat 90 ounces of steak.
No way.
I'm just not a big eater. Like, is beer in the equation? Because I feel like I can go toe-to-toe with anybody on as much beer as you wanted to go.
Technically not eating.
Yeah, so beer would be mine. If not, as a kid, I know you guys are going to be like, oh, my God, that is disgusting. But I used to be able to crush Peeps.
Oh,
yeah.
That is that's a lot.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I could eat a whole pack of them.
No.
I can eat. I could eat a lot of meat too. By the way, I could eat 90 ounces.
You think you could do a 90-ounce porterhouse? Jim, that is a lot of meat.
Now, would I wake up, because I've eaten enough before of a steak or whatever, where I've awakened with meat sweats.
Yeah.
Like I've eaten back in my chunky days, bacheloring it up when Maggie was gone or something. I've had 2 big New York Butcher ribeyes, and I grilled them both, and I was going to have the other one the next day, and I just got into it, man. And I was like, that is so good. And I went out and ate both of them. And then I've had meat sweats before. I mean, ice cream, I cannot stop with that. Yesterday I went to lunch, and I ate salsa like there was nobody's business. I can eat, man. I can eat.
I love eating.
I mean, ice cream, I mean, it never fills me up. I mean, I can just sit there and eat that ice cream.
I've got a moral obligation against eating contests, so I would not participate in one, but I love to eat.
You have a moral obligation against them?
Yeah, but it's disgusting, and I just don't think food should be used that way. I think food should be enjoyed, not used as some sort of competition.
I would say the things I could not eat, like is the buffalo wings and the hot dogs. I could not eat, and I can eat a lot of hot dogs. I can eat 6 of them, maybe 9 of them. I may be able to get 12 if we brought in from a local. If we brought in 12 from Hamburger Heaven, one of our great sponsors. But I can't eat it fast.
Sounds like a good bracket challenge punishment.
But I could eat
Right,
12.
Scott?
Yeah. I mean, again, going back to the food, I mean, some of us just can't eat, so it'd be boring for a lot of people.
Yeah, sort of.
Second down.
Night at the Roxbury turns 27 today.
Yeah, I don't celebrate.
Yeah. Shoot, burn it, and bury it.
Starring a great interview guest of the show, Chris Kattan.
Worst of all time.
So what's the greatest comedy sketch of all time? Because it's not Night at the Roxbury.
So we're not talking about turned into necessarily a movie. We're just talking about...
Just in general, sketches. Doesn't have to be SNL either.
Yeah,
if you're a big Key and Peele fan.
Yeah, I'm going to even go off the board from that, too. One that I laugh at consistently every time, and this is just the first one that came to mind, is the one where Liam Neeson wants to do improv comedy. And he is sitting with the British guy. Why can I not say his name?
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
It's good.
And they're walking through an improv, and Liam Neeson's doing improv comedy with Ricky Gervais, and it is hysterical.
I'll have to watch that.
You've never seen that? It's
good.
terrific. And then they do outtakes afterwards, and Ricky Gervais cannot make it through it. Like, he cannot stop laughing at Liam Neeson. It is It is just so perfect.
What was the show on Netflix where they did the 30-minute? It was a spoof on crime investigation, and Marshawn Lynch was part of it.
Oh, I remember that.
God,
but I can't remember.
So good.
Yeah,
I think
funny.
Will Arnett is the guy.
Yeah.
But to me, if I'm just going SNL, the Smiths Gay with Chris Farley and Adam Sandler was so good. They had all the cool guys out there. It was incredible. Turned on the water, and it's like this paradise of just dudes back there.
So good.
And it had Van Halen playing.
Yeah.
I was reading Forsher's text, so I apologize. What was the question?
Greatest comedy sketch of all time.
I enjoyed I liked that one, but I'd go the D in the box. I enjoyed that one.
Justin
too.
Timberlake?
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That's great.
Big Justin Timberlake fan. Yep.
Third down.
The Martian turns 10 years old today.
Good movie.
What's Matt Damon's best role?
I mean, that's going to be right there with it. Good Will Hunting was really, really good.
Yeah. Is that his first one? Because that was the
Departed
first time I
was really
recognized him.
good.
Yeah.
Good Will Hunting was not his first. I mean, he was in movies like School Ties and had some bit roles, but that was his first big movie.
I very much like the Bourne movies. So his portrayal of Jason Bourne, I thought he was really, really good.
I'd stick with Good Will Hunting. Yeah.
I'm excited about this new movie that is going to drop with Ben Affleck. Have you seen it? Joe Carnahan is directing. They're Miami task force, and they come in and I think there's a tip. They're supposed to find like $800,000 in this house, and they come in and it's like $30 million. And so they get in I guess shootout with a bunch of drug lords and stuff.
Wow.
It looks good. It looks really good. I would probably say The Departed, though.
The Departed's a good role.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Sting turns 74 today.
Wrestler or singer?
Singer.
Okay.
I didn't think about the wrestler. That's a good point. So, better
Never would've
career,
thought that,
Sting
bro.
in The Police or Mel Gibson, who played a police officer in Lethal Weapon?
I would say Mel Gibson, better career than the Police.
Passion of the Christ took Mel Gibson. The Lethal Weapon things, Braveheart. I mean, he's done so much good work.
Yeah.
And he seems completely insane at times, but Passion of the Christ, I mean, what he did with that.
Yeah. I would say Mel Gibson.
But it
better
is
than the
close.
Police. Yeah.
Like, Sting, obviously, not only the career with the Police, the solo career, the acting, he's done it all.
There's also a lot of modern artists who have sampled and interpolated Sting's work, and Sting owns the royalties for those.
Oh, good for Sting. Yeah.
I would go Mel Gibson, more my vibe, but I did have, when I saw the Black Jacket Symphony do the Police album, whichever one that was, I never really liked it until they did it, and I was like, oh, I should have listened to that back when it was popular. I'm just not a big that genre of music fan, but it was really good. But I'd go Mel Gibson. And that is 4 Downs today, brought to you in part by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. We just mentioned eating great meat. You can get it at New York Butcher Shop.
Yeah, New York Butcher Shop, a place that I will probably drop by and see our man Jim tonight. There's 2 locations. The original, Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Don't talk enough about those deli sandwiches that you can order at the substation. Absolutely fantastic. But, of course, the fresh meats. You want to pick up a couple of steaks on your way home. Some of those great sides. Really, really good selection of fine wines and desserts as well. 2 locations, one-stop dinner shop. Get in, see Jim and that great staff of butchers. Tell them the next round sent you. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
And here's our Central State Bank cashing in moment of the day. From Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger. Executives are, quote, inching closer, end quote, to an agreement to expand the NCAA tournament to 76 basketball teams with a 12-game opening round played at 2 sites starting in 2026-2027, so that would be next year. So a 12-game opening round, which would take the tournament to 76 teams. That from Ross Dellinger.
Stupid. I mean, it's going to go this direction because
may
it's
as well
television.
accept it.
But yeah,
May as well accept it. It's happening.
Auburn Einstein writes, if it ain't broke, break it.
That is true. I mean, listen, they see the future TV dollars on this, even if they're not immediate, so they're going to go ahead and do it. You better accept it.
Yeah, that's what's a little surprising, that we are going to hold it 12 for the next couple of years, because you would think, anytime they expand, I mean, college football is obviously much bigger than basketball.
Yeah. Zachary says So round 1 is 24 teams, right? It's 12 games. The opening round would be 24 teams, right? And then we're only going to 76. How does that fit into the main 64-team bracket? Because you got 12 winners.
Yeah, you would think that it would be less than that to get it down to 64.
I don't know. I was told there'd be no math.
Yeah. So you got 12 winners fitting into the main bracket. So how many teams?
I mean, 76, it should be 6 games with the 12 teams. Those 6 games would cut it down to 64, and you go from there.
Yeah, but now we're going to have 12 games. So the math is sort of not adding up, according to several of you on social media. We'll try to figure that out. That's brought to you by Central State Bank, where they'll figure out all the numbers for you.
That's right. You let them run the numbers. You don't have to do the math there at Central State Bank. It's what they're going to do for you, right? Because they are a bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have in your financial life, in your family life, but they're also small enough to know you, because that's exactly what they are for you, and that is family. Family-owned, community-focused, built on trust. For more than 100 years, Central State Bank has served Shelby County and Tallapoosa County and all of Central Alabama with local decisions and personal service that feels like home. Whether you're starting a business, buying a car, or planning for tomorrow, Central State Bank is here to help with every step. Central State Bank, rooted in community, driven by relationships, member FDIC.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shedeur.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Call me, Alabama. This hour being brought to you in part by a friend, Alexander Shedeur, a local guy. We're about to look at the Alabama game this weekend.
Oh, man. Well, who'll be calling Alabama this weekend? Technically, Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy, if you'd like to know.
Thank God.
Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys, a national firm with southern roots, headquartered in Birmingham, more than 24 years. They've grown to more than 150 lawyers, supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. They've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values of integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, call the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys. You pay nothing unless they win your case. Shedeur.com. Shedeur.com. McDonough coming straight from baseball to do the Bama game.
Yeah.
We heard Tom Hart last night. Lance and I were coming back for trivia. Our buddy Tom Hart doing Dodgers on ESPN Radio.
Yep.
He's good, too, man.
He is. That guy is
I like
working hard this fall.
Yeah, I like me some Tom Hart.
Yeah, he's fantastic. It really is good. Ben McDonald doing a little.
Oh, is he? The former,
baseball.
the SEC Network guy?
Yeah. All right. So, by the way, my buddies, the weather apparently in Chicago was perfect for these 2-day games at Wrigley. And that they loved it. One guy lives in Chicago, had the tickets, but they had great seats. What's it called? Wrigleyville?
Yeah.
They said they go to Wrigley once a year. They do on our trip, so they went back for this. They said it's times 5 for the playoff games.
Oh, I bet.
Outside. It was insanity. And in that game yesterday, Mason Miller of the Padres, fastest ever recorded in-game pitch. Now, this isn't on the stadium. Not the thing, but this is actually the legitimate gun.
The Jugs gun?
Yeah, but the Scouts. 104.5 miles per hour. Mason Miller, the relief pitcher for the Padres, 8 batters faced in this wild card series, 8 strikeouts. His average pitch speed, 103.
Man, these wild card series, when you're playing a best of 3, is
it's dangerous.
One pitch, we're watching last night, and De La Cruz comes up with the bases loaded against the Dodgers, and I'm like, and I mean, he just missed one.
Oh yeah,
from Yamamoto,
swung out of his shoes.
And if he connects on that, that could change the entire complexion of one series, because then all of a sudden, you've got it 1-1. And that's what you've got from those 3 other series right now. Yeah. So, as good as the Cubs were in Game 1 and as good as Skubal was with the 15 Ks, I mean, and, the Yankees are able to bounce back last night. But, I mean, it all comes down to, tonight's games.
Dodgers advance. They get the Phillies now, which should be a blast. But decision games today, 2 o'clock ESPN, Detroit and Cleveland, as Cleveland's bats woke up against former Auburn star Casey Mize. Then the late afternoon, 4 o'clock ABC is the Cubs day game again. Manny Machado big for the Padres. Winner gets Milwaukee. And then Red Sox Yankees deciding game 3 tonight, primetime ESPN, 7 o'clock. Winner gets Toronto. But in that game, even in the 9th inning, you're 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on. And the guy takes it to the warning track. I thought it was gone when he hit it.
I did too.
And that would have changed that series. So there you go. It's deciding game 3 at 3 places before we get to the main parts of the playoffs. And by the way, while we're talking baseball, betting favorite to be the Angels' next manager. Did you see who it was?
I saw a name rumored for the Giants, I think it was. Is this?
It's different.
It's different. So you saw the same one for the Giants, which really intrigued me. Okay, go ahead.
Who's the Giants?
Tony Vitello, the Tennessee baseball coach.
Interesting.
Don't know why you would do that.
I don't either.
Well, I wonder about this guy. It's Albert Pujols is the betting favorite to be the Angels' next skipper.
Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, I guess for Pujols, some of these guys, man, and I don't know the background on Pujols, but you get into playing 20 years of professional baseball and
You've done it as a kid.
Yeah, but these guys like to travel too, and they like sleeping in hotels, and they like the camaraderie of going out for beers at night with the other guys.
You get scared. You've never done anything else but baseball your whole life.
Can't
since you
get
were
it out of their
12.
blood. Now, for Vitello, it's a little bit different because you've got so much stability. And I don't think
Tennessee.
and I don't think they.
And you're making more than $1 million.
Well, I was going to say they can't pay you much more in Major League Baseball.
I wouldn't think so. And is it even the same game? Like, how closely related are college baseball and Major League Baseball? They don't seem like it's really the same game.
Well, I would imagine Vitello looks like a rah-rah guy.
Yeah, I agree.
And that doesn't resonate in the pro sport.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you guys help me out. Who were some? Like Tommy Lasorda was kind of a rah-rah guy, but he could be Vitello's like that too.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot of those guys.
It does not seem like the path from college to Major League.
But I would tell you, there's not as much glamour in college baseball. If you have a chance to be a major league skipper, you jump at that in a heartbeat.
That's a pretty good franchise, the Giants, historically. I mean, it's not like you're working for
but one bad year, one 170 win year.
You're going.
But how many colleges would hire you back?
Probably.
He can name his college.
But I mean, if you absolutely love Knoxville, and I do, I love that city. And you're in a great spot where you're making seven figures, and look, he wants for nothing. I mean, what can't Tony Vitello? What can't he buy?
Keep it.
Yeah, maybe he wants to be in the major leagues.
Yeah, well,
we'll find out.
That's just like Feinbaum. I mean, I don't understand it, but if you want to be a senator,
go do it.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not to get deep into this because I want to move on to football, but if you have accomplished everything you have in your professional life, and you want to give something back to the world and try to make the world a better place, I can understand what Paul's thinking about.
Yeah, if you think you can help make the world a better place, sure.
I mean, I think that's what Paul's calling would be here if that's why he decided to do that.
He's also got a big platform. You can change some lives on that platform, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Probably much bigger platform now than he would have as a state senator, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
State senator is one of 100 that's making. I mean, I personally believe the Senate is more powerful than the presidency is. Ultimately, the president makes some decisions, but the Senate.
You've got a lot of people around you telling you what the message is and what the agenda is. And I'm just saying, on his platform, we say there's only one of how many when you're talking about Senate seats, but how many people have the forum he's got on an afternoon talk show to the level he's got it?
Yeah. To college football, we'll separate that with a little conversation about our friends at CPAP. If you're looking for a sleeper pick today,
Give it to me. Yeah, you told me Casey Mize yesterday was going to close out the Guardians season.
I think they're still playing today.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with the Padres today to beat the Cubs. That's my ride today.
So there you go. Padres knocking off the Cubs 2-1. Short series there. Brought to you by our friends at Sleep Home Alabama. CPAP Plus. The guys there, Woody, Joe, O'Neill, fantastic guys. 5 locations throughout the state. Birmingham, Trussville, Pelham, Foley, Troy. Sleep is so important for your health. You want to get the proper 8+ hours a night. You need to get that home sleep test done. You don't want to deal with the lab. You don't want to deal with the insurance. You don't have to, from our friends. SleepHomeAlabama.com. It's Alabama's best home sleep testing and CPAP. No lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices. Clinically validated that connect to your smartphone. Complete with the physician's interpretation of your results. For more information on that $199 home sleep test, sleephomealabama.com.
Better play probably is New Mexico State taking the points at home, 1.5-point underdogs. And the one college football game you got tonight, Sam Houston State in New Mexico State. That game on the CBS Sports Network, 8 o'clock Central. You got a play on that one at Lance's
I do have a play on that one. Yes, I've got the side on that one.
All right, he's got a side on that at lanceslock.com. All right, to college football, to the Alabama game, Vandy, Alabama. Contrarian here. He doesn't like it when, if he was on New Mexico State, he would hate when I just now said New Mexico. I don't know who he's on at lanceslock.com, but you don't like it when people like me are on games, and especially if there's a bunch of people like me.
Well, I mean, I'll give you an example. Let's just say that everybody was on Vanderbilt this week.
Oh, great tie.
Okay.
Alyssa Lang, SEC Network, Every time I think about Vandy at Bama this weekend, I get closer and closer to wanting to pick the Doors. Peter Burns, SEC Network, earlier today. Y'all need to stop talking about if Vanderbilt can beat Alabama and ask the question, can Alabama beat Vanderbilt?
Yeah, look, I think Vanderbilt's really good, but I've said this all week. There are two factors. Kalen DeBoer's at home, and Kalen DeBoer's playing a ranked team. And, well, three factors, and Vanderbilt beat them last year. I mean, there's a lot lining up here that I don't like for Vanderbilt. You heard Roman Harper and guys that know the X's and O's, and he's like, man, this is, I don't have a great feeling about this. I'm getting more and more the feeling that Alabama's going to dick whip Vanderbilt on Saturday.
Harp said this game made him more nervous than the Georgia game, which...
No, the game that I would be nervous about is next week.
Missouri, yeah, we'll get to that.
Lizards on rocks at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but, I mean, to think that a guy like Harp would look at it and say, yeah, I'm more nervous. I got a good feeling about Georgia. I am nervous about Vandy. It's pretty crazy. But you heard it in Harp's voice, like, Alabama's defense is working to an extent, and it's kind of confusing as to why. Like, Harp couldn't even really – this is a guy that played at the collegiate level and played very successfully in the NFL in the Saints Ring of Honor as a defensive back. And I asked him, why is the pass defense working? And he's like, it doesn't seem like it should be, but it is. I mean, it is a little bit of a difficult Alabama defense to figure out. Like, I think fans are pretty confident in the offense right now, the way Simpson's playing. I don't think that's a concern in this game. I think in this game, defense is where Alabama fans are scared to death.
Yeah,
I don't trust the defense.
Let me say this.
It doesn't sound like Harp does either, obviously.
I do think the days of dominant teams are probably done. But we are still in a world where Brooks sent out the numbers, and I don't know how accurate they're from On3 on what rosters cost different SEC teams this year. Vanderbilt is fractional compared to Alabama. Alabama should have much better athletes. Vanderbilt's done a great job in the portal and going and getting, a generational quarterback for them in Diego Pavia. But this is still a Vanderbilt team that was down double digits to Virginia Tech before they fired their coach. Now, they played an incredible second half, and since then they haven't looked back. But, I mean, the competition hasn't been what they're going to get at Bryant-Denny on Saturday. Yeah. So I think it's a different stratosphere. If Vanderbilt was to win this game, it becomes the story of college football. I think they are immediately jumped into the top 10. I'm just not buying it right now.
Yeah, I would tell you that, Brooks, it was not that we didn't think that you did the research. We don't trust the numbers that are available.
They don't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because – you just start doing the math on how much Auburn spent on a quarterback and on a wide receiver.
Are we supposed to believe that Florida is at the bottom half of the 16? Like, if I'm Billy Napier, I'm like, okay, I'm struggling. You know why? Because you ain't giving me enough money to spend.
Yeah.
I didn't believe some of those numbers, and there it is.
Yeah, but those are available numbers that are out there. I think there are hidden millions of dollars that are being spent on rosters that are not available.
No, but I mean, again, if this is even close to accurate, Alabama's spending 5 times what Vanderbilt is. I find it hard to believe that Florida's got half the budget of both Alabama and Texas.
Yeah, and we know how much money LSU spent in the offseason on their roster. Am I to believe that it was only $16.5 million?
No,
I do not think so. I do not think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the majority of these coaches that have a lot of pull, and a lot of these coaches have a lot of pull, if I go and I'm like, hey, last year Ohio State won with $30 million, that's what we're going to need to be competitive. I find it really hard to believe teams like Florida only have $10 million.
We'll pat Brooks on the back because he does a fantastic job. He's tremendous at everything he does and all that here in just a second. I will ask you this question. What does Bijan Robinson, C.J. Stroud, and Jahmyr Gibbs have in common?
They've never been in my kitchen.
Bijan Robinson, C.J. Stroud, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I am going to say that they all have Lamborghinis.
3 pretty good NFL starts to their career, right?
Yeah, I mean, CJ's going in the wrong direction.
But he had a great first year. Okay.
Gibbs has been good. Bijan's really good. Yeah. All 3 of them younger than Diego Pavia.
That is hard to believe now.
All of them 23. Diego Pavia 24. And Brooks put out an age thing when it comes to the roster age breakdown. And Vanderbilt may actually be one of the oldest teams Alabama's ever played. Ever.
I did
since World War II.
Yeah, I went back and I do want to do another little ring, and I'll try to do it on the fly. So the youngest team in the SEC based on underclassmen, just freshmen and sophomores, I think might have been Missouri or Tennessee. I've got it all written down in the other room. And the oldest team is Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it does look like Tennessee. I mean, they've got 40, almost 50% freshmen, 15% sophomore, so that's 65% underclassmen there. But to your point, Dunaway, and this is what Brooks, he was talking to us about this before the show, 39.8% of Vanderbilt's roster is either a graduate student or a senior.
Yep.
40% of their roster, a graduate student or a senior.
Well,
you will never see this
63%
again.
is upperclassmen from junior, senior, and grads.
Yeah. I mean, look, single digits all the way down. I mean, Missouri's 10.2%. Then single digits all the way down to Texas A&M, 10%. Then Vanderbilt, 22% of graduate students.
Yeah, double the graduates of the next closest school. So if I'm
at a program like Vanderbilt, to me this is almost like when we have teams from the Group 5 make these Elite 8 runs in Sweet 16, they've got a bunch of upperclassmen.
That's exactly what I was going to say. These are like the veteran mid-major
they are.
NCAA
so
tournament
if I'm
teams.
Vanderbilt, if I'm Indiana, if I'm some of these rosters, I find a way to get guys that have a ton of experience, get them together. You're never going to win a championship anyway, but this is a way to win 8, 9, maybe 10 games every 5 years.
But this is almost Butler back-to-back Final Fours.
But you know what frequently happens to those mid-major teams, and I'm not saying this will happen Saturday. They run up against that roster that is so good, it doesn't matter how old they are.
Oh, it doesn't. I mean, age is only a number. Absolutely.
That's right. And I don't know if Alabama's that roster. I mean, I think they are, and I think I know the way this game is going to go. I will say this, too. And Vandy, this goes in with what we're talking about. With upperclassmen, those guys have played in a lot of venues in the Southeastern Conference. This is going to be a pretty charged crowd, I think. Don't you guys?
I do have a feeling that Alabama fans coming off the Georgia game and with what happened in Nashville last year are all in on this game.
They're going to be excited coming off the Georgia game and the way Alabama has played. They are going to know this is a legitimate opponent. This is not your mom and dad's Vandy team that you took the kids to the game just so they could see an SEC game. And they know that this team is capable of beating Alabama, and how backbreaking of a loss that could potentially be for Alabama in terms of the playoff. I think Vandy will be facing an extremely hostile crowd, more so than what you would normally get with Vandy coming to Tuscaloosa.
And if I'm Kane Womack, I mean, this is easy motivation. I roll out what Diego said yesterday. Hey, look, this guy cut you guys up. 40 points against y'all. It was embarrassing. Y'all were kicking footballs last year at the end of the game. You couldn't get them off the field. And now they're talking about if they do it right, not beating you guys in front of your home crowd, but winning, going away.
And the way you played last year is the reason this guy's talking like this, because you didn't give maximum effort. You didn't take him seriously. And now he thinks he can come to your place and do that to you again because of the way you played last year.
I think the effort's going to be right there with what you saw first half against Georgia. I really do. Now, whether or not, again, Alabama could turn it over for the first time this year, and I mean, immediately it was 7-0 on the tip pick last year against Vanderbilt.
By the way, I sent it out. I retweeted it off of my Instagram. I hope you guys saw Kalen DeBoer's halftime speech.
Yeah, add a character for what you get with him just on a personal level.
I really haven't seen a lot of him inside the locker room talking to the team, but that one was fiery. We didn't come here to play 30 minutes. I mean, it was good stuff. He needs this win because if he loses this game, he falls into a category with a guy whose first name was Jennings and his nickname was Ears.
No.
Ears Whitworth at Alabama, the last guy to lose to Vanderbilt in back-to-back years. Ears Whitworth was the coach 3 years. He lost to Vandy in 55, 56, and tied them in 57.
Wow.
And then Bear Bryant was the coach in 58.
Wow.
So
it's quite a run by
Well,
Ears.
here's another impressive number from DeBoer. You know, I think when you play rank versus rank, those are like teams. He's played 14 of these as a head coach. He's 12-2 in ranked versus ranked.
What we're concerned about long term, maybe it doesn't impact them again this weekend for Alabama after Brownie tells us about the fine folks at NASCAR and Talladega coming back for a little playoff race. It's playoff implications in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, yeah.
We got the playoffs in Talladega coming.
That's right. 877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. If you want to watch it for yourself in person, you can do it. Yellowwood 500 weekend starts 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow, October 17, 18, and 19. That's when they'll be racing those high banks and that incredible speed at Talladega Superspeedway, the world's fastest track. You can be a part of it. The Garage Experience presented by Cool Ray. It is the most immersive in all of NASCAR. You can also go see the concert in the infield on Saturday. Whiskey Myers. He will be in the infield. Your ticket will get you in there as well. See everything I'm talking about and reserve your spot in the grandstand, in the infield, in the camping area, or all the above at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or by calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA, 877-GO-TO-DEGA.
You play a lot of golf. You've thought about it. You want a membership somewhere. Check out the Inverness Country Club. Ryan Brown played out there yesterday.
Yes, sir.
How was the course yesterday?
Fantastic. It's in great shape. It was with as little rain as we've had. They've done a tremendous job of keeping that thing in great shape.
And at Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone, from the golf to the social to the racket. Best days happen at Inverness. Maybe you relocated or retired. Inverness is a great place to network. Child care also a big plus there. Take a tour of this club today. Call Aaron. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608 or online iccalabama.com.
Okay, for Alabama, the concern is still, can they get I mean, this was a problem last year. It was a problem with Nick Saban at the end of his career. Can they get a traditional run game going? Here's Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, I think, I feel like it is taking steps, and I think it's on both sides of the ball, just better execution. Guys understanding the job, but just keep executing. And I think there were some times where we were closer, but you didn't see it necessarily lead to these eye-popping numbers or these explosive plays. But I think there were times when, especially at the end of the game, third quarter were 4 and 5 yard runs, and at the end of the game, the last drive on first down, getting 7 yards when you know that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a run play, and then getting a first down and then doing it again and getting 5 on the next set of downs. Those are important and hard yards, and so. The execution just from the beginning, we want to continue to keep better. It starts with a mindset that's what it's going to take every single week. And so just to practice, reps is what it's all about.
It's hard to say sometimes when a guy averages less than 3 yards a carry that was the important yards, but the 16 carries, the 46 yards from J.M. Miller were really, really important.
That was my question that I'm not sure it exactly made it to Coach DeBoer until he got to the end of his answer. He just said it again there. It was only 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 7 a lot, but that's huge in a game like that. It allowed them to have makeable third down conversions in which they were 13 of 19. And you don't get that if you don't have those hard 2-yard first down runs or 3-yard first down runs. And I'll give you an example of who's not getting that right now. There is one team in their last 2 games that their third down average has been 11.5 in one game and 10.7 in another game, yards. So that is, it's third down and 11, and then the other game it was third down and 10. And that was in their last 2 games. That's the average of their third down plays that they have to run.
Is that Auburn?
That's the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, you can't win.
And that's how you end up 0 for something in third down conversions. That's why it may not look glamorous, but like you said, 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. That leads to 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 instead of or even 3rd and 7 is doable, right?
You want to win first down, you want to get 4 or 5, but anything positive in just establishing the run. And you know what's crazy? If you go back to the last 6 games, including this past Saturday for J.M. Miller, he's only averaged over 3 yards a carry in one game, and that was the loss to Oklahoma. I mean, if you go back to, and I'm just looking at this, LSU, he averaged 2.9, 13 carries, 38 yards. Mercer, 3 yards, 8 carries, 24 yards. Oklahoma, 12 for 45, 3.8. Auburn, 28 for 84 at 3 yards a carry. Michigan, 10 for 27, 2.7 last week, 2.9. You're not going to get explosive runs from this team. 5th fewest 10-plus yard runs in the FBS right now. They're just not getting explosive runs, and they're not going to get them, but you got to keep running the football.
But this is a small sample size, but let me take you to the end of the Georgia game when everybody in the stadium knew you were going to run. Everybody. First down on the 12. I mean, you're backed up on the 12, first down, 7 yards. Everybody knows you're running it, 7 yards. So, all right. Then you
blocked on the right side, too, I believe, on that one.
You got 2nd and 3 at that point. You run for 2. That's, nothing to write home about, obviously. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Get you to 3rd and 1, though.
Gets you to 3rd and 1, and everybody stacked in on short yardage. You actually pick up the first down on the sneak, And then you also get the 15-yard penalty on top of it that would have given you the first down either way. But it is important to note in this discussion that Alabama actually picked up the first down. So, all right, then 1st and 10. Again, they know you're going to run the football here. You're trying to, in this game, 6 yards.
Yeah.
On first, so your first down runs were 6 and 7, or 7 and 6 in that order, 7 and 6.
Yeah.
When everybody in the stadium knows you're running it.
Yeah, and that was the point when I misasked, I guess, Kalen DeBoer's question. That was the first thing he said to me. I would say back at this point that Georgia was not in their traditional run defense. They were trying to make an amazing play, a game-changing play that would change the game there at the end.
Well, I would counter back to you then, but yeah, Jim, go count the guys within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage and tell me how easy it was to run the football right there.
No. It's a great moment.
Yeah.
Love to see more out of it.
It's a bigger issue, yes.
The point of the discussion was what they are getting from the run game in the Georgia game worked because they got positive plays on first down, which is a positive thing for Alabama as they try to keep things rolling against Vandy this weekend. Vandy, by the way, will not get to face James Smith in the first half. He's out because of that targeting call in the Georgia game. He'll come in the second half. He's a disruptor. And it was, I went back and checked, the first time that a Kalen DeBoer coach team had won the penalty battle since Washington beat Texas in the college football playoff semifinals.
That's remarkable.
That is.
Yeah.
So every game last year, they had more penalties.
Yep. And so far this year, and apparently in the national championship game last year, too.
That's hard to believe.
2 years ago. All right. That's a little Alabama football. When we come back, what I asked Roman about Arch Manning really being a scapegoat for a bigger problem deep in the heart of Texas, and a historic matchup happening this weekend, one that you may not know about. And Brownie's got a good eating recommendation still to come on the show as part of our spotlight. The show today being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them, of course, is our friends at Hemphill. LT, tell us about the great heating and cooling and plumbing of Hemphill.
205-229-2090. Make the phone call today. If you experience any plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
And our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City. You can go see that man right there, Greg from Pell City. Actually, you can have him come see you when you call that phone number, 205-542-3531, 542-3531 at Storm Restoration Roofing. He's A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. He's locally owned. He and his wife own the company. Their kids work for the company. He's got a lot of kids, 10 of them. And the reason why he is so good to work with when it comes to roofing and roof replacements and storm damage and all that is because he's a local family man, too. He understands what it's like to have to put food on the table, to pay the bills, to get a roof replaced or fixed. He's done it. He's been there. And that's why he works so hard to help you. He's got financing available. He works really hard with your insurance providers, and he's just absolutely the best when it comes to the roofing replacement, the roofing repairs, and the storm damage repair. Trustworthy, and you'll love him. 205-542-3531, or look him up on Facebook. He's Greg from Pell City.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shedeur Trial. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shedeur.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
The Next Round continues. We always try to give you little things that help you enjoy college football a little bit more. Dabo Swinney and Bill Belichick play each other this weekend. It becomes only the second time in college football history that a coach with multiple national championships will coach against a coach with multiple Super Bowls. Belichick with the multiple Super Bowls. Dabo's got the multiple national championships.
I would think Pete Carroll and Bill Belichick.
The first ever meeting of that was 1993 in the college football game. In 1993, it was the Blockbuster Bowl where Joe Paterno played Bill Walsh's Stanford team.
Oh, how about that?
In a college game.
No, I get that. I was still saying that if you look at it like that, Pete Carroll had won college national championships and then gone to the NFL.
Yeah, but they played each other in an NFL game, yeah. But I was talking about it in a college game and just thought it was interesting this weekend. And it is a strange place where Dabo's only win so far is against Troy, and Bill Belichick's only 2 competitive games were losses by a combined 59 points to UCF and TCU. Something's got to give this weekend.
They have gotten completely dominated. You know, you kind of understand from the Belichick perspective how bad that team could be this year, but Dabo makes no sense. I mean, even in that win against Troy, they were down 16-0 to Goose Crowder.
Goose Crowder, named after Goose on Top Gun, by the way, in case you're wondering. This feels like a beatdown, doesn't it? Like I'll have to pull up my bookie to see what the point spread is, but does this not feel like Clemson is?
Oh, it should be. I think
they're about to play their get-right game.
I think they're 15.5, 16.5 on the road. Speaking of Anthony
feels
Edwards,
like a get-right.
At one point, Goose had hair, and then he let it go. And then Anthony Edwards had to shave all that off. Look, if you don't want to do that, if you want to maintain what you've got, you want to grow some back, Dr. Beckenstein, best in the business. Speaking from experience, started thinning out when we started this venture back in 2021. I made this call, 205-319-0316. Went to see Dr. Beckenstein and that great staff. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. Hair has more than doubled in thickness. 205-319-0316. T3hair.net for more information. A lot of men and women are ordering products online, don't even know if they work. Stop wasting your money in critical time while you're losing your hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. B and that great staff. Tell them the next round sent you. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
Steve Sarkisian is my Bobby Petrino. I defend the guy on this show all the time. But as I mentioned to Roman Harper, they've got bigger problems than Arch Manning. Roman brought up 3rd down and 4th down conversions, brought up the lack of success once they get to the red zone, if they get to the red zone. And they're just playing sloppy football. That includes they're 126 in the country in penalties this year. That's where Texas is right now. They're doing a lot of things wrong offensively and in the penalty department.
Well, I mean, the good news is, though, this defense is only allowing 7.8 points per game. I don't know. I mean, I could see them completely snap out of this, and if they go out and they put up 28-plus points and Arch plays pretty well, by the way, in his first ever SEC road start.
I mean, that sounds significant.
If he was to do that in the swamp against this Florida defense, then I think we'd be like, okay, all this is not a problem. You go back. I mean, I think Ohio State, if you're looking for an elite team in football, I think it's Ohio State. I don't feel great about it, but they lose that game by a possession. So it's not like Texas has been awful. They're still a top 10 team right now with the only one loss in Columbus. Week 1.
I'm not in love with Ohio State to make them elite. I'm not in love with their run game yet. Bo Jackson, the youngster,
he's going to be so good.
17 carries, 80 yards in the Washington game.
That's a good Washington defense.
It is, but 17 carries, 80 yards, and that's the Ohio State running back now. Seems a step back from where they were running the ball when they were national champions.
Weird that it is October before Texas has to play a conference game. I mean, it's just very, very late to be starting your conference schedule, and that's part of the reason, Jim, we just don't know the answer to your question. We've seen Texas tested one time this year. I mean, how far off the radar has Texas football been for the last month for you guys?
Since the August showdown in Columbus in September, they were nowhere to be found.
I mean, they played a month of September football that I barely paid attention to. I mean, I mean,
I can name one of their opponents. They played Sam Houston. Name another.
UTEP
2. What was the other one? Was San Jose State.
San Jose State.
Yeah, I mean, they've played absolutely nobody.
And a bye.
It has been a nothing September schedule for them.
Yeah, if I'm a Texas fan, I don't care if you have a staffer that's got a monkey, but you got to start covering games. 1-8 their last 9 against the number. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's a heck of a trend.
We'll get to our spotlight after we do Dan or actually, let's get to it right now because I forgot Dan will join us at 11:15. So our spotlight every day is brought to you by Alexander Shedeur. Brown's going to take us on a college football road trip.
The College Football Spotlight.
The Shedeur Spotlight each day presented by our guy, as Jim said, Alexander Shedeur, trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case at Shedeur.com. Shedeur.com. He is a Birmingham guy that wanted to build a firm that would handle anything his community faced. He has done just that. They now not only handle the personal injury claims that you're well aware of, but also claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. If you find yourself in need of a lawyer, Shedeur.com. Shedeur.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. This is going to be potentially the most controversial one of these I've done. So if you are unfamiliar with our Thursday Spotlight now, I take us to a location that will be hosting college football this weekend and try to point out great eateries in this location. This particular style of food that I'm going to talk about here, I have found to be quite controversial, and I don't know where anyone on the panel even stands on it. I don't think we've discussed it a whole lot. Where are you guys on the concept of Skyline Chili?
I've never had it.
Jim?
I think this is you guys get beat up over media people and their love or hate, their passionate opinion about Bruce Springsteen or Eric Church.
Mm-hmm.
I have always found the debate about Skyline Chili on social media by media people to be the most maddening and silly thing ever.
On Eric Church and Bruce Springsteen.
I didn't know there was a combo there.
Where does that come from?
There's always this belief that media people, they are passionately on one side or the other on Bruce Springsteen.
They seem to be, yeah.
And that was sort of an early 2000 social media debate. Whether college football media people loved Bruce Springsteen, apparently.
Right.
And if you didn't, you were on the outs. Jason Isbell for a while.
Yeah.
Eric Church for a while. Skyline Chili, that debate gets a little
have you had it,
tiresome.
though?
Oh, yeah.
You like it?
I lived in Lexington.
I know.
Do I like it? No. I mean, it's pasta and it's chili.
That's right.
The chili is mid and the pasta is fast food pasta. So, no, it's not great.
So, Jim with 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
There are 3 locations. Cincinnati is playing. This is a big game.
I would like to try it, though, just because I haven't.
You've never had it?
I've never had it.
I've never had it either. Yeah. I'd like to try it. Cincinnati is playing host to Iowa State. An important victory.
Imagine a spaghetti. But instead of a tomato spaghetti sauce, it's chili.
That's what I'm getting?
That's what it is.
Yeah, but here's the thing now, and I'm going to point this out before we even go down this road. The people that do Skyline Chili say if you have beans in it, it is not chili. Okay, chili is meat and the other chili accoutrements, but not beans.
Yeah, if you've got noodles on there, it's not chili.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I disagree with the bean thing.
All right.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. There are 3 places in Cincinnati that are thought to be the Skyline Chili places. The first one is Camp Washington. Cool looking spot, by the way. Camp Washington is the name of the joint.
Skyline Chili is a name brand, right?
It is.
Okay.
Well, Skyline Chili is a style of food that has also become a name brand. It became a name brand after it was a style of food.
Yeah, that looks like KFC if they turned to Skyline Chili.
Camp Washington, that Lance looks like KFC, Lance says. I could see that. They've got a 5-way. There's going to be a theme here, by the way. A 5-way: chili, spaghetti, onions, beans, because it's not chili if it has beans in it, and cheese. That is their 5-way. Only $8.95. It's a heck of a deal.
Damn, that's
because it's just pasta and chili and
it's a lot of cheddar, man.
That is a lot of cheese, Lance. Oh, just wait. You hadn't seen a lot of cheese yet. Wait till we get on down the road here. So that's Camp Washington, very highly rated with their Skyline Chili there. One of the 3 locations that people say if you're going to do the chili like this, you got to do Camp Washington. The next one, Dixie Chili and Deli. Dixie Chili and Deli. They've got not a 5-way, guys.
Looks like it's a strip mall, by the way.
But a 6-way. Chili and spaghetti topped with not just beans, but pinto beans, chopped sweet onion, fresh chopped garlic, and cheddar cheese. That's their 6-way out, they call it there. I would say hold the garlic, hold the onion. But that is their 6-way at Dixie Chili and Deli.
You never go on a date and eat Skyline Chili, right?
Oh. I mean, some people do. I guess those people get married.
The final stop is going to be Blue Ash Chili and Parlor. Lance, you want to destroy this one too. What is their problem?
It looks like a medical clinic.
It looks like
it does. I'm not going to lie.
It looks like it's AI.
Wait till you see what they've got at this place. It will send you to a medical clinic. They are also known for their 6-way, as featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Wait, what is that bullshit on the top?
Hang on, I'm getting to it. Onions, beans, shredded cheddar, on top of the chili, on top of the spaghetti, and a Cincinnati first, fried bottle caps. That's fried jalapenos.
Oh, okay.
All right, we got Lance's attention with the fried bottle caps.
They don't look appetizing.
Yeah.
But
you'll try it.
I'd give it a shot.
You know what else this place has, guys? Buckle up, get ready. They've got
beer.
They probably do have cold beer. The No Freaking Way Challenge. And this is a look at the No Freaking Way Challenge. What you're looking at, 2.5 pounds of steaming spaghetti, 2.5 pounds of award-winning premium chili, 2 pounds of shredded cheddar cheese, and 1 pound of jalapeno caps. That's 8 pounds of classic Cincinnati-style goodness. One look and you'll say, I'm in. Clean your plate in 60 minutes. Your meal is free. You get a T-shirt and you get your picture on the Facebook Hall of Fame. Finish within 60 minutes. You're added to the wall of shame if you don't finish within 60 minutes. This is a look at a lady that tried it so you can see just how big that plate of chili covered in cheese, covered in chili, covered in spaghetti, covered in bottle caps is.
She lost half her hair eating it.
Yeah, it burned her hair off. That is blue-ass chili.
Oh, she finished it in 5.5 minutes.
You're kidding.
No, Tyler.
I swear.
Is she still with
the
us?
whole thing.
Have we done a welfare check on her?
Yes.
She has a YouTube series called Woman vs. Food.
Oh, I've seen the Man vs. Food. He was on the show, Adam Richmond. Those are your stops for Skyline Chili. Camp Washington.
So you're telling me
Dixie Deli and Blue Ash.
That style of chili is called Skyline Chili.
I believe that is a style, and then they took it and they made a name brand off of it.
Okay.
But I think if you say Skyline Chili, people know what you're talking about. Spaghetti with chili on top of it.
Okay.
Now, I am far from an expert in this field.
Yeah.
I've never even had it myself.
Having been to that area, I thought Skyline was the chain of restaurants that was started back by an original guy, much like Milo's here and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Curry brought me a can of it, so you can apparently buy a can. I just never opened it.
Yeah. That is our spotlight today. I understand.
Probably go bad now.
That's our spotlight today, brought to you by our buddy Alexander Shedeur. The show also brought to you by our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Just eating that food right there would make you drop 2 or 3 pounds pretty quickly with one trip to the local establishment, the restaurant. The restroom, I should say. But Way to Wellness can help you lose weight a more medically professional way than just eating that kind of chili. They've got protein bars and they've got injection therapies and a variety of different ways to help you when it comes to your weight loss. And they've been doing it for years. And Leslie and her board-certified team can help you with special diets for sleep apnea, for diabetes. They can do so many things. I use these protein bars to keep from bad snacking between meals. Where you can put on a lot of weight, a lot of calories, and they help you maintain it after you get to your ideal weight. Aplanforme.com. There's no contracts, there's no sign-up fees, and that first consultation is free. That is our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Brian Kelly saying yesterday Garrett Nussmeier will not need surgery, but he has been playing with an abdominal strain. Now, this is after he had a minor knee issue in camp that he also denied for a long time. He's denied that he's been hurt for most of the season. Now, with reports out that he had a core injury, he said on the SEC teleconference yesterday, that's misinformation. It's just an abdominal strain, and he's now on the back side of it. He's been slow to heal with this, but with the week off, they expect him to be closer to 100% than he's been. I can't trust Brian Kelly when it comes to Garrett Nussmeier's health now. He's basically lied to us twice.
Yeah. And it does seem like something's off with Nussmeier right now. Obviously, something's off with the offense. But this is where they've got to flex, and they've got to start playing some football next week. They should run off their next 3. I know they're difficult games. South Carolina at home, at Vanderbilt, A&M at home. And then to me, for LSU, it becomes a 2-game season. You've got to split with Alabama, Oklahoma, and get in at 10-2.
Their inability to push the ball down the field in the passing game is one of their big issues. And in yards per attempt, which is a measurement, obviously, of how far you're able to push the ball down the field in the passing game, there are only 2 quarterbacks worse than him, and I don't think they're going to surprise anybody. They are Jackson Arnold and DJ Lagway. The only 2 in the SEC worse than Garrett Nussmeier at getting the ball down the field. And you watch Auburn and you watch Florida, and you're like, yeah, I absolutely see it. They cannot do that. Well, LSU is doing it just as poorly as those 2 teams. The only difference is LSU has found a way to win all their games but one, and obviously Florida and Auburn have not done that.
I mean, look, and the offensive line hasn't been great, but, I mean, the fact of the matter, they've only given up 7 sacks. I thought Aaron Anderson would be a difference maker at receiver, and I thought Barry and Brown transferring in from Kentucky would be a nice compliment. But those guys really haven't done anything. They've got 1 combined receiving touchdown between the 2.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to believe that LSU, Jim, of all the teams with all the talent they've always had at receiver, is struggling to get the ball down the field.
Yep. It's not what they usually do. 100%, I agree with you. Let's do our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day before we get to our viewing menu. It is brought to you by the wonderful folks at Bojangles.
Yeah, that's right. Bojangles can cater your college football tailgates, your high school football tailgates, or your college football watch parties with those great hand-breaded chicken tenders and the great dipping sauces that go with them and all the wonderful sides. Let them Cater your football watching this weekend or any weekend with our friends at Bojangles. Also great for lunch or dinner today. If you're looking for a spot, you can always make it bow time with Bojangles.
Big bobblehead giveaway is going to be our Bojangles Tender Moment of the Day. You want to be there at the, what do they call it, the farm on November 29th when Notre Dame comes to play Stanford, because they're going to have the general manager Andrew Luck bobblehead being given away, going back to the social media letter from General Andrew Luck being written.
That was creative back in the day.
Yep.
This is a creative idea.
They've got him basically in a Union soldier uniform as the general, and he will be that's the bobblehead giveaway there with Stanford and Notre Dame coming up November 29th on the farm to the first 20,000 fans, which means usually they've got about 2,000 or 3,000 left over.
Or it means there'll be 15,000 Notre Dame fans with a bobblehead.
That's right. That's what it'll mean for this game, yes.
5,000 Stanford fans with one.
So that's our tender moment of the day with Stanford Notre Dame coming up Thanksgiving weekend. We got a couple of games tonight, Sam Houston State, New Mexico State, and College. We got the 49ers and the Rams. We'll talk 49ers and Rams with Dan Orlovsky coming up in the next hour of the show. But right now, our viewing menu brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
205-969-8100, the number I called back in 2003. Had the 2200 vision, was legally blind without the aid of contacts. After the procedure, 2015 vision, better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
We've got a ton of new stuff at the theaters this weekend. First off, the biggest movie releasing this weekend, The Smashing Machine. This is directed by Benny Safdie, and it stars The Rock as MMA fighter Mark Kerr. He reaches the peak of his career but faces personal hardships along the way. Emily Blunt is also in the movie, and there's a lot of Oscar buzz for this movie. The Rock is trying to prove he is a legitimate actor, and he's not just somebody you can hire for a garbage family Christmas movie with J.K. Simmons as Santa.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that he's going to be really good in this. Benny Safdie, I don't trust him. I didn't like Good Time. I didn't like Uncut Gems. I'm not a fan of his work. So I think the movie's going to be okay, but I think The Rock's going to be really good, and I love Emily Blunt, but I'll see it for sure.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking that it will be better because it's going to be like Good Time or Uncut Gems.
Oh, did not like it all. Yeah.
We've also got the return of Daniel Day-Lewis on the big screen in Anemone. In northern England, a man heads out on a journey into the woods to reconnect with the estranged hermit brother with whom he shared a complicated past that was altered by life-changing events decades ago. And like I said, it stars Daniel Day-Lewis. It also has Sean Bean, and it's directed by Ronan Day-Lewis, Daniel's son.
Was he actually retired? And
yes.
Came out of retirement for this?
Yes.
Okay, because of his son, I assume.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And finally, the movie I will be seeing first today, Good Boy. I've been looking forward to this one all year. It's gotten a lot of buzz from different horror film festivals. Our canine hero, Indy, finds himself on a new adventure with his human owner and best friend, Todd, leaving city life for a long vacant family home in the country. From the start, two things are abundantly clear. Indy is wary of the old creepy house, and his affection for Todd is unwavering. After moving in, Indy is immediately vexed by empty corners, tracks an invisible presence only he can see, perceives phantasmagoric warnings from a long-dead dog, and is haunted by visions of the previous occupant's grim death. When Todd becomes succumbing to the dark forces swirling around the house, Indy must battle a malevolent intent on dragging his beloved Todd into the afterlife. So, house gets haunted, classic story, but it's taking place from the dog's point of view.
Oh. Interesting.
Okay.
Tyler's been dying to see this.
That's interesting. Are you guys up to speed on the Tilly Norwood debate going on?
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah.
Tilly Norwood is, there are multiple talent agents that are looking to sign Tilly Norwood, who is I believe the first this far along AI-generated actress.
Oh.
And Hollywood is up in arms about it. In fact, SAG and APTRA are condemning it, saying that art should be human generated. So I don't know where you guys are. I mean,
so it feels like a tipping point, huh?
I mean, animation is animated. I guess we could have an AI genre, but it's so realistic.
Yeah,
I don't know. They showed clips last night on ABC News.
Man. I mean, I think art is human created.
Yeah.
And she's got an English accent, and Emily Blunt was interviewed, and she was like, from what I'm told, they took the work of a lot of actresses to create the AI. So basically they're stealing parts of different real actresses to create the AI.
That's how all AI works.
That's
it's,
right.
Language learning models. They pick and pull from sources all over the internet and combine it all together.
But
it's actually not capable of creating anything on its own.
But if I'm making the argument on the other side, let me see.
Crazy.
I mean, looks.
That's Tilly Norwood?
Yep.
So that's AI generated.
Yep. And I saw a movie clip and that they used on her reel, and you can't tell.
But but if I'm making the argument on the other side, I'm like, this also is human created. I mean, AI was not created. It doesn't stand for alien. The A is not alien. I mean, humans created AI, which created this.
Yeah. The problem is, I mean, you're going to put a lot of people out of work.
Oh, 100%. No.
And you're as far as like a director, you're not directing this person really. I mean,
no, you're changing the prompt, and there's no real skill involved in it.
That's AI. I mean, that is scary right there. That's AI. That's Tilly Norwood, huh?
Yep. Tilly Norwood.
Hey, one more that drops tonight. Monster, the Ed Gein story. I brought this up.
Yeah.
Yes. That drops, I believe, technically tomorrow. I think it's midnight tonight.
Okay. Well, we can come back to that tomorrow.
And that is what everyone's watching and everything. We'll get to Dan Orlovsky on the other side. The show being brought to you by our friends at Twin Peaks. LT, tell us about the great place where the beer right now, let me guess, is 34 degrees.
36 in here, but you know what it is at Twin Peaks? It's 29 degrees with those Twin Peaks girls running around everywhere in 3D for lunch or dinner. Major League Baseball, 3 games tonight. You've got a college game. You got the NFL with the 49ers and Rams. Stop in. No one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference. They've got everything from tequila cocktails, an extensive bourbon category, to the top shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice balls, local and craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Round out that adventurous menu, second to none. And again, don't forget about the 29-degree drafts. It's all right there at Twin Peaks.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shedeur had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt, can't work, don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com, because when I called, Alexander Shedeur answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Our friends at Champy's, world famous fried chicken, always bringing you the final hour of the show. Go by and see Sterling and the crew down there. All in-house made sides are just so good. They complement the chicken, the main dishes, whether it's the hand-cut chicken fingers or the bone-in, brined overnight, cooked to order, piping hot southern fried chicken, the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. But those sides just are the perfect side piece that makes it all work so well. In-house made desserts, happy hours are good, and just a unique dining experience. Such a comfortable location for over a decade right off of Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see the fine folks at Champy's Chicken, Sterling and the crew down there, champyschicken.com. All right, 20 unbeaten teams left in the FBS, 20 of them. How many of them lose this weekend? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I put in the likely category. Vandy is one of 20 unbeaten.
Yes, they lose this weekend. Yep. There's one.
UNLV is unbeaten.
They're at Wyoming?
They're at Wyoming.
Boy, that's a coin flip. I am going to say, where's that number sitting right now?
I think it's going to be UNLV around 2.5 or 3.
Yeah, I'll say they lose at Wyoming. 6 o'clock Central kick, so it's not the late night Wyoming game we sometimes get.
I've got it right here. Wyoming, and you said 6 o'clock kick?
Mm-hmm.
It is, UNLV 3.5. I'll lean they lose.
Miami and Florida State in the big one in prime time on ESPN, ABC.
Y'all like Florida State?
I like Florida State.
Yep, they're unbeaten. Maryland is unbeaten.
They're going to lose.
Yep.
They're going to get popped.
Who's Maryland catching? They got Washington.
Yeah.
Coming cross-country after losing to Ohio State, that Big Ten schedule. I'll lose at home to Ohio State and have to come cross-country to play Maryland.
Louisville's unbeaten. They get Virginia at home.
Tight game. I think Louisville will probably win, but I think it's going to be really, really, really tight.
Houston's unbeaten.
They're gone.
They host Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's
you
another
love
one of
this
the-
Texas Tech.
I mean,
game.
we'll do this tease at some point, but I've got Alabama at a pick. I've got Texas Tech -1.5 against Houston.
Yeah,
and then I'll give you the final leg later. But I mean, that seems pretty appealing, doesn't it?
Yeah. For the record, Texas Tech a -11 favorite. They're 11-point favorite by mybookie.ag on the road at Houston.
I guess technically I could get Texas +3.5.
You could. Yeah.
So you basically got Alabama to win, Texas Tech to win, and Texas catching points.
Yeah. That'd be hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Be hard to pass up. BYU's unbeaten. They're home Friday night against West Virginia.
And they will win.
They're going to win that game.
Yeah. Is Iowa State still unbeaten on the road
they
to
are
Cincinnati?
at Cincinnati. That's again,
tough game.
Skyline chili debate aside, that is a really, really difficult spot
lean
for Iowa
Cincinnati
State.
right now.
Yeah. Iowa State, by the way, they do get word that not only both their corners out for this game, they're out for the season. Both their starting corners will not be back.
Cincinnati's actually favored in this game. I mean, they're 1.5-point home favorite over Iowa State at mybookie.ag. And Cincinnati's only loss is Nebraska, and that was a tight game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a pretty good Cincinnati team. I watched the end of that game Saturday at Kansas. That was a good win for them at Kansas.
Would you rather have Texas plus the 2.5, or would you rather have Army +3 against UAB?
I think I would take.
I'd rather have Army plus the 3, I think. But
Army catching points in Birmingham.
I mean, look, and Monken's got his hands full at 1-3 right now. I mean, they need to turn this thing around.
Hey, by the way, the government shutdown will not impact Army's game at UAB or Air Force and Navy playing each other. The service academies will play on, according to all 3 schools in a joint statement there, despite the government shutdown that's impacting some of our viewers and listeners all over the country right now. Who else is unbeaten that plays this weekend? I don't have the whole list in front of me. Texas A&M still unbeaten?
They are.
They are.
Mississippi State?
They're a 14.5-point favorite at mybookie.ag. It's a tall hill to climb in College Station. You think they don't win another game? Harp said they could win 2 or 3 more in his mind.
I mean, they could. I think A&M's going to pop them here. I think A&M wins this one going away.
Yeah. So Ohio State's got Minnesota. That ain't happening. Yeah, that's some of the unbeatens. But I threw out the ones I thought that were in jeopardy of losing. 20 FBS unbeaten teams right now. Dan Orlovsky, the NFL, one more.
Memphis has got Tulsa.
And Memphis is still unbeaten.
Yep.
That's a losable game to Tulsa, I guess.
I don't think so.
Tulsa's 20.5-point dog in Memphis.
We'll make some picks with our friends at MyBookie, mybookie.ag, and our MyBookie Pick Show, which is right after this live show. You don't even have to change streams or anything. We'll just keep going live into the MyBookie live show, and we'll get MyBookie bringing you Dan Orlovsky in just a second. LT, tell us about Company Distilling before we make one more point before Orlovsky joins us here.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me about Company Distilling. It is a fantastic new brand that you can pick up throughout the state of Alabama, not only in Alabama, but available in Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Missouri, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. If you've been wanting to try and waiting to try a whiskey that's as good as the company you keep, this is your moment. Jeff Arnett is the master distiller behind Company Distilling, was their master distiller for Jack Daniels for years. It's a platinum award-winning bourbon. You're going to absolutely love it. You can learn more. You can go to that QR code, scan that, or you can go to companydistilling.com/Alabama. Must be 21 plus or older to enjoy. Pick up a bottle this weekend of Company Distilling.
One transfer portal that did not work out. Oregon's Mekhi Hughes has asked for a red shirt. He is buried on the depth chart. 17 carries, 70 yards since he left Tulane. He's there at Oregon, and he would like to be red-shirted this year. He doesn't want to play anymore.
I mean, baffling. I had one of my 3 guarantees was he was going to lead the nation in rushing. And I don't know what happened between Dan Lanning and Mekhi Hughes, but something happened there. And it shows you the grass isn't always greener. Would obviously be in a much better spot, maybe not financially, if he would have stayed with John Summerall in Tulane. But it's crazy. When you watched Hughes last year, was so good in the American, and I thought going to Will Stein's offense would be even better, and he just hasn't gotten the opportunities.
And it's is he a true freshman or redshirt freshman, Hill, that is leading them in rushing?
Yeah,
he's a freshman. I think he's a true.
You've got 3 other guys. I mean, basically, Mekhi Hughes has become their 4th guy.
Yeah, I mean, they were being led in rushing by a freshman, and this guy looked like he was transferring in to start. And not only is he not starting, he's a freshman is leading them in rushing.
Tulane regular season first Sugar Bowl was Alabama and Penn State at this Superdome Stadium in New Orleans. But they got good news yesterday. In 2028, they will host the College Football Playoff Championship game again. So it's Atlanta, it's Miami, Vegas, and then New Orleans, the next three national championship. Boy, college football and the Super Bowl love rolling back to New Orleans.
They love all that traffic and cramming all those people down in the quarter in New Orleans. Speaking of the Super Bowl, let's talk some NFL. With our guy Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, he is brought to you each week by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up for that $500 bet back bonus at MyBookie.ag. What is up, Dan? How are you today?
Hey, boys. I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Doing wonderful. We always appreciate you coming on. We've got interesting game tonight. I know Lance loves him some Rams. We'll talk some Rams with you to start out with. But this is a team, correct me if I'm wrong, San Francisco's had your number, Lance. Y'all struggle against the 49ers.
Well, they had won 9 straight,
That's
but
right.
the Rams have won 3 straight. I mean, Shanahan has got McVay's number as much as anyone has it. But, Dan, you know this offense is completely in shambles right now with the injuries.
Yeah, it's decimated in San Francisco. I mean, it goes back to, last year and Brandon Ayuk and the injury that he suffered, who's their number 1 receiver. And then they go into this year without him. And now their number 2, Ricky Pearsall, and number 3, Jennings are hurt on top of George Kittle being hurt. And so now Brock Purdy, I don't think there's this incredible drop off to Mac Jones. I actually thought he played pretty darn well for San Francisco in the 2 starts. And so, you're looking at an offense that decimated. The Rams are very healthy. They're very good. The 49ers also don't have Nick Bosa, who's torn his ACL and gone for the year. So, it's unfortunate for San Francisco because they were actually playing very impressive football in the first week or two. But this is an advantage at a pretty significant place right now for, who the Rams are.
Jackson Dart finally got to start SEC guy, and we cover them so closely with the Giants. They look like a totally different style of team, even with him at quarterback. And now they go to play New Orleans. A chance to get 2 wins after that big win. What do you think of Dart's first start and what that Giant offense looks like?
Yeah, one, the game never looked too fast for him. He never looked overwhelmed. That's a huge deal. 2, their no-huddle was really good for him. I thought he saw the field cleanly. I love the fact that, for a young quarterback, when there is a little bit of pressure in the pocket, muddiness, like he doesn't go backwards. There's a move up, an attack kind of mindset. It's very similar to like Josh Allen. When Josh sees a seam in the defensive line, he's like, dude, just go. So I was very impressed with him. Obviously, the Malik Neighbors injury is tremendously impactful, and it's unfortunate, and thoughts and prayers, and hopefully he heals up. And so I'd feel probably a little to a lot more encouraged for the future, at least in this season, if he was around. So I still think it's tough sledding without Malik. But as far as what week 1 looked like for him, start 1, and now hopefully what it can build onto, certainly very encouraged by that.
We've not seen much of Dillon Gabriel. We will now get to see him start for Cleveland over across the pond as they take on the Vikings. Brian Flores' defense, that's a tough one to get your first start against, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, there's a very specific way that you have to play. It's defensive in a way as offensive quarterback. Like you got to be really good on early downs because you don't want to get into heavy blitz situations. You got to get the ball out quickly to the perimeter. You got to be really good blocking on the perimeter and be very good in the yards after the catch game. And so there's a lot of those variables that have to hit at the same time for them to be good. I also say this, it was time in Cleveland. I think Dillon Gabriel is a player that plays really well on time, ball placement, strong in the pocket, live arm. But they're so devoid of talent in Cleveland on the offensive side. I don't have this, oh my gosh, Dillon Gabriel is going to come save the day and all of a sudden become the starting quarterback for the future of the Cleveland Browns. I just don't think that's a realistic perspective given who their skill position group is. So definitely a big challenge. I also have a pretty low bar of expectation right now.
So Pittsburgh is 3-1. Lamar, we don't know when he's going to be 100%, if he's going to be 100%. They are still in Vegas, your favorite to win the AFC North. But the North now is an absolute mess where Cleveland's already gone to a backup quarterback. Cincinnati loses Joe Burrow. I don't trust Pittsburgh. Would you still take Baltimore to win this division?
I think if they win this weekend, I feel a lot more confident about it because I do think the reality of sitting at 1-4, going to have to play the Rams is like, whoa, and so 1-5 that's a massive hole to climb out of. I think this weekend is a must-win against Houston. This is what I'll say about Baltimore is they've lost their identity on offense a little bit. No team runs the ball to their running backs less on first and second down than the Ravens, and they have Derrick Henry. So that makes no sense to me. And I'm a quarterback. I like throwing the ball. They can't stop the run. They're not physical up front defensively, so that's an issue that's going to have to get cleaned up. In regards to Pittsburgh, I think they lead the NFL in yards after the catch right now. How sustainable is that with really only one guy like that? Like, that's really DK Metcalf. I love what they did last week with their 6 offensive linemen on the field 17 times. That's a scheme change that I like. So I'm not ready to plant the flag at either one, but I do think it's a must for Baltimore this weekend.
Listen, I'll admit it. I'm a college football fan, and I like the NFL, so I'm a name brand guy. Explain to me what has happened in Jacksonville to get the Jaguars off to this good start.
No more fluff. This isn't a soft football team anymore. Their offensive line is physical. They play with violence. They got 2 running backs that are really good. I think they play a style and scheme that you need to this year in the NFL with under center and running the football. The connection between the quarterback and Brian Thomas Jr. is increasingly better by the week. And defensively, they fly to the football. And so this is a different feel just as far as the way they're playing football in Jacksonville.
Code next round when you sign up at mybookie.ag, $500 bet back bonus. When you use code next round, you make your first bet. They cover you up to $500. You lose right back into your account. That's when you use code next round at mybookie.ag. I'm about to say something, and I don't know if you're going to roll your eyes. I don't know what you're going to do here. I don't believe in the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know they've just won at Kansas City. They beat the Rams in crazy fashion, and they just went on the road and beat Dunaway's Buccaneers. Am I crazy that I just look at this team, Dan? and
three possible division champions, by the way.
I know.
Yep.
That's why this makes no sense, what I'm saying. But when I watch them, I'm like, I don't know if they're 4-0 good right now.
Yeah, no, you're crazy. But there's a little bit that I understand in regards.
Okay.
So, like, this offense has to improve or it'll get them beat. When it gets them beat, that's the big question. I think we have a body of work of the head coach together with this team to sit there and say, and they've earned it to be like, they'll figure it out. They'll clean it up. I still believe that in the NFC, like, no matter if you think he's good or not, you got to go beat Hurts when it matters the most, when it's win or go home. And then their pass game's got to improve. They've got to run the football better. And so, like, there's those 2 things that clearly, unequivocally, no question, have to get better, no matter if they're 4-0 or 0-4. But I do think sitting here going, I don't believe in them. I'm not there. There's too much evidence for this football team playing at an incredibly high level, specifically on the offense. And their defense, they could have the best quarterback duo in football right now. So it hasn't been pretty, but we got a lot of body of work to say how good they are.
If you're an owner or coach, which bothers you more? Cryptic social media posts from A.J. Brown or QB3 in front of a camera doing a mime of an answer, not saying any words in Shedeur Sanders?
Yeah, I mean, the QB3 thing, because, production breeds tolerance, and so does talent. A.J. Brown is a freak. I mean, he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. I win games because of him. Right now with Shedeur, obviously that's not the case. And, I don't need to pile on Shedeur. That's not the goal here. I mean, obviously, I think everybody's like rooting for Shedeur. I'm sure there's people who aren't, but I just sit and I was a backup, right, for most of my career. So I sit here and I go, there's 64 of those jobs in the world. Everything you do is an interview. Yesterday, like, did that help you in your building? Did it help the people's perspective of you in your building? Did it hurt? Did it help you people outside of your building to warrant that job or say, I want that person in my building because we'll become better because of them? That's my only thing is like, everybody, and he has to realize that. There's 64 of them, and everything you do is under a microscope.
Ashton Jeanty has gotten a little bit better every game, had that breakout game in a loss against Chicago this past week. My fear for Jeanty, and I don't know where you are, is Geno Smith is not playing well right now at quarterback. And I think that's going to put a lot more on Genty. I mean, moving forward, where is this Raider offense?
Yeah, I agree with Gino. It's surprising to see him not perform the way that we've been accustomed to. With Genty, it's as simple as this. I think they've got to figure out 2 or 3 runs that at least get the run started for him. Like, get the run started. It doesn't have to be this incredible scheme. Their offensive line's still not playing good enough, but, like, they just got to get him to the line of scrimmage. And I think some of that talent takes over. That's got to be the focal point for their offense. Gino's got to play better, and I would expect him to, but just give that young man a chance to get to the line.
He is Dan Orlovsky. You will see him all weekend on the college football on ESPN ABC and also talking NFL as well. Dan, thank you very much for the time. Safe travels. We'll see you next week.
I'll talk to you soon, guys.
All right, buddy. Take care. Dan with us on the Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys Hotline, his appearance each week. Brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up at MyBookie.ag, and you get that $500 bet back bonus. You make your first bet. They cover that bet up to $500. What that means for you is if you lose, say you lose, they put it right back into your account, and you can play again right away with that money. It's no risk right there, right? That's when you use code next round at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie.ag, code next round. Also, don't forget the casino and the live casino at MyBookie.ag. So many of you enjoy that. You can go as soon as the game's over, hit that casino up at any time right there at MyBookie.ag. Code next round. MyBookie.ag. Code next round. I can't wait to see what this one is.
We have talked about it. It's a dirty, dangerous job. It is cleaning the gutters out. This is the last thing you want to do after a long work week is get that ladder out. You get on the roof, you slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Leaves are falling. Gutters need to be clean and free-flowing. The answer is Gutter Cap. Call Chris Stewart. Tell him the next round sent you. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212. It will come. I give you an absolutely free estimate. You will never clean the gutters again. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
Rain falling.
Okay.
Gutter cap.
Gotcha.
Gutter cap.
I could not figure that one out. Yeah.
Gutter cap. Or leaves. This was a tree with the leaves blowing off. Gutter cap.
Oh, that's what that was.
Could not figure it out. I was like, what book is Lance telling us about? I haven't seen
Gutter
that.
cap. Gutter cap.
Yeah, some of them are easier to figure
They
out.
are. They are, indeed.
Twin Peaks is the easiest audible.
I don't know, UCA.
I like that one too. I like that one too.
Yeah.
Both of them are good.
Yeah. But you can see Twin Peaks on a football Saturday or Sunday. That's a occasional audible out to one of the receivers.
That's right.
In a
Hot route.
2-minute hurry up. In the NFL, Jaden Daniels back for Washington. That's huge this weekend for them. They've been a little under the radar through the first few weeks because of that injury.
Yeah, look, one of the reasons they obviously were an NFC Championship game. I mean, the good news for them is they're, in second place right now in the East. And
nobody's going to challenge them for that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the Cowboys, I give the Cowboys credit for pulling off the 40 points this past week.
They don't stop.
Dak's leading the league right now in passing yards, and he's going to have to if they're going to win any games.
He's leading the league in passing yards, and they are 1-2-1.
Yeah. But, this is big for the Commanders. And, look, this is a big, big game with the Commanders at the Chargers, because Chargers are dealing with all these offensive line injuries.
Our from the NFL to college basketball, we told you earlier about the developing news. This is our Coke Zero Sugar basketball look today, brought to you by our friends at Coke Zero Sugar. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. It looks like the NCAA tournament is expanding to 76 teams, but being in the tournament still means a lot, and Stephen Pearl got good news yesterday. As you see the breaking news there from Yahoo about the 76 teams, Stephen Pearl makes it official that Tahaad, Pettiford, and Keyshawn Hall, the one returning great player in Pettiford and the best portal guy in Keyshawn Hall, will be an Auburn Tiger. They are no longer or will never consider the portal. I don't know if they were ever taking calls. I know they were getting them. I don't know if they were ever taking or flirting with the portal, but Stephen Pearl doubled down yesterday. Nobody's leaving.
So for those that don't know how the rule works, when your coach is fired, retires, leaves, whatever the case might be, the portal opens no matter where we are on the calendar for 30 days after that, and you can leave and go to another team. The problem is, if you're Auburn, you can't go shopping. The street does not run both ways. You can only have your players shopped. You can't go shopping unless there's another coach that is left. So that's the tricky situation Auburn was in. I personally believe that you don't make that move with Bruce stepping down and Stephen taking over without going to guys like Pettiford and striking some sort of deal with him. But as soon as that portal window opened, I can promise you Tahaad Pettiford got a ton of phone calls.
Oh, yeah, a ton.
Yeah, and I don't know if that price got driven up, but I also don't think, and this is, I guess, the point I'm trying to make, Auburn didn't just say, be like, oh, wait a minute, people are coming after you. What do you need? I'm sure that was a lot of that groundwork was laid on the front end.
Yes. I mean, this whole thing, and good for Auburn for keeping this thing pretty much on the down low. I mean, it was pretty airtight on how they laid this thing out. But I agree with you. This thing has been in the works for months.
What is remarkable to me, real quick, is that apparently we're in a world now where a kid could get in the portal and go and be eligible to start this basketball season. But we're in the middle of an academic semester. I mean, like, I don't know how academic. I guess the academics don't matter anymore.
Don't think it really does.
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty remarkable that that's the world we live in.
So Tahaad Pettiford, according to the Field of 68, you're starting 5 for Auburn. Tahaad Pettiford, Keyshawn Hall, who was one of the, if not the leading scorer in the Big 12 last year from UCF. Texas Tech transfer Kevin Overton, D2 star Elijah Freeman, and Mississippi State player Keyshawn Murphy are likely started 5, with Bashir, European star Jovic, and Magwood as the 3 guys off the bench, all of those staying in an Auburn uniform for basketball season coming up. We're about 2 weeks from scrimmages and the start of official practices, though they practice year-round now, and not that far away from balling at Boutwell, the big event down at Boutwell Auditorium in Birmingham with exhibition game. That'll technically be Stephen Pearl's first uniform game as the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. Will be at Boutwell Auditorium here in Birmingham. It'll be your first chance to see what Stephen Pearl looks like on the bench as Auburn's head coach, how he acts during a game and everything. Will be at Boutwell Auditorium if you need tickets for that.
Yeah, the venues will only get bigger from there for Stephen Pearl, but yeah, that's a pretty cool place to start against Oak State. Alabama plays Florida State the next night. So
and all the reworked Alabama inside game with Nate Oates and company on Friday night there. So a lot of fun at Boutwell Auditorium. You get to see Lenny Acuff's SoCon Sanford Bulldogs in an exhibition game there as well. So a lot of fun at Ballin' at Boutwell coming up, and we look forward to being there as basketball season rolls around. When we come back, we'll get to trash and one more football point to make about a couple of fork-in-the-road games this weekend. That's coming up on the other side. The show being brought to you by our friends at Alabama Power Brownie. Tell us about the fine folks that keep the lights on.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And they want to make sure, listen, you're not spending more on your power bill than you should be. So you can track all of that right now online at alabamapower.com. From the first sip of coffee to your late night movie, they got your back. They're using the latest tech to keep outages at bay and free tools to help you save energy. With teams available 24/7, 365, you can count on Alabama Power to do everything in their power to power everything you do. Check out alabamapower.com to see how they're making services they deliver even more reliable now and for the future.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shedeur had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shedeur Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shedeur.com, because when I called, Alexander Shedeur answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
This is what being a NASCAR fan is all about. Singular history and tradition.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
And triple-header playoffs action to ratchet up the stakes. Throw in a can't-miss concert, and you've got more than a race. You've got Talladega. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Talladega, October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of NASCAR.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459, exit 31, Germie Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Don't know if the Big Ten race will be impacted by the injury or Penn State's desire to make it back to the college football playoffs, but they are going to be without for a short period of time, and maybe the season, their big linebacker in Tony Rojas. The fear is that it's an ACL injury, according to the school newspaper, but we will get more from James Franklin in his next media availability, but he was one of the fastest, best linebackers for that great Penn State team.
Yeah. They've got UCLA on Saturday. You win the UCLA game with or without your best linebacker. What is the concern for Penn State is if he's not back for those back-to-backers against Ohio State and Indiana, because that's your path to the playoffs for Penn State.
Absolutely. The show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's world-famous fried chicken, champyschicken.com. They bring you the last hour of the show every day, and they are perfect for the tailgating experience. If you're going to Bryant-Denny this week, perfect kick time. It's 2:30, so you got time to tailgate and time to get home and watch nighttime football all in one roll there, and you can get great food to take to the stadium or to watch the games at home or have lunch or dinner today right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling. It is so unique because he's developed a nice, cozy atmosphere to dine in. He's got a great, easy-to-go champyschicken.com drive-through window. But that chicken is brined overnight, cooked to order, and he, by overseeing it, makes sure that every meal comes out exactly at an A-plus, perfect way to enjoy a great lunch or dinner with Sterling and the crew at champyschicken.com. Brown made a point about this earlier this week, about USC with 2 bye weeks here in October, and the 2 games are Michigan and Notre Dame with byes around them. Lincoln Riley, 4-11. In ranked games at USC. 4-11. And Michigan and Notre Dame not gimmies for this team here.
No, not at all. I don't think there's really any give me. I mean, there's a couple of games that are left, Northwestern and UCLA, but outside of that, I mean, you know, you could still stack 3-4 more losses. And you're coming off first loss of the year. It was kind of a heartbreaking fashion where Luke Altmaier drains the rest of the clock. They walk it off 34-32. But these are games they've got to win because they do have one more potential loss. And if you were able to beat Michigan, which I think you will, and then Notre Dame, with the way Notre Dame's defense has been playing, I think USC's got a really, really good shot there. I think Notre Dame probably wins. But if you win those games, then it comes down to me to a one-game situation at Oregon. If you win that game, or even if you lose that game.
Yeah, 2-loss Big Ten team.
I think you're probably
okay.
in.
Yeah.
So you do need to at least win one of these two games.
Okay, but no hot seat yet for Lincoln Riley, even if he loses these two games. And his buyout, not official, but they put it in the neighborhood of $80 to $88 million.
Are you serious?
So
is that still, I'm sorry, is that still his original contract from when he left Oklahoma? He hadn't got an extension?
With that said, you heard Klatt on Monday. He believes at this point over the next 3 years with what they've got with the number one class coming in, this will be as bad as they are over the next 3 years. So I think if you're USC, although it's frustrating with the numbers against ranked teams, 13-12 their last 25, you still got to let this thing play out. And I still think they have an opportunity to go 10-2 this year. I think they're probably 9-3 at the end of the year, but that's a step in the right direction.
That was the other note here, is that they do have currently, according to ESPN, the number one recruiting class.
Do you remember who the coach we were discussing yesterday? And he's 500 against the top 25. And I said, that sounds bad, but when you compare it to other coaches, that's going to be pretty good. I can't remember.
Dan Lanning.
Was it Lanning?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you, I mean, just at USC, he's 4-11. And USC has been disappointing in Lincoln Riley's time, but they haven't been awful.
No,
I mean,
you're right.
You wouldn't say they're awful. And he's 4-11 against ranked teams.
I mean, they won 11 games first year.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows you, like, how incredible it is if you've actually got a winning record versus ranked, just how incredible that really is in college football.
We've already said this once this week. We'll say it again. Vandy's a challenge for Alabama, but their biggest challenge is going to be 11 o'clock at Missouri the next week. If they are able to survive Vandy, the trip to Missouri, who's got a bye this week to prepare and rest up, 11 a.m. Columbia game, straight out of game day, 11 a.m. Central. Ahmad Hardy right now, 730 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns. He's from Lawrence County High in Mississippi, Monticello, Mississippi. Dexter Sutton, and this is a great story written by Brandon Marcello. Dexter Sutton was his peewee coach. That's who he calls his goddad now. He ends up living with him. He started working, according to Brandon's story, Hardy started working at McDonald's when he was 15 and worked all the way, never missed a week of work, all the way up until he went off to college to play at Louisiana Monroe. So he's been working at McDonald's since he was 15. He would only ask off work on Friday nights to play high school football. The kid's got 3 horses back in Mississippi named Chaotic, Coco, and Jet. And that's where he's spending the off week. He'll be a nightmare for Alabama fans leading into that game.
Look, I give Drinkwitz a ton of credit, not only winning a lot of games now as Missouri's head coach, but being able to go out and identify who that next great back is going to be. And Hardy has been all of that right now. This is an offense outside of Hardy. Hardy's averaging over 7 yards per run, but they're averaging 6 yards a carry as a team. And when you look at it, I know the Kansas game was a lot tighter than the score indicated, and South Carolina was a little tighter than they wanted, but they have dominated their opponents. And I think this is, we talked about this might be the best version we've seen of Vanderbilt. This might be the best version of Missouri we've seen.
Second in the nation in terms of yards per game. Nobody's got more rushing touchdowns than he does. When it comes to attempt, he's second in the nation, so they're giving him the ball an awful lot. I mean,
and as a team, as LT said, they almost rush it 292 yards a game. The team that beat Alabama, by the way, 336 yards rushing a game right now in Florida State.
Second in the nation, by the way, only behind Navy. And real quick, Ahmad Hardy, in terms of yardage, now he's played 5 games, some have not, but in terms of yardage, nobody in the nation's got more than him. So he leads in a lot of national categories running football.
And that was one of those 20 teams that's not playing this weekend that is undefeated. Missouri at 5-0, but they're going to be underdogs in their next 4 games. They're going to be underdogs when they host Bama. They're going to be underdogs when they go to Jordan here to take on Auburn. They're going to be underdogs at Vanderbilt, and then they're going to be underdogs more than likely at home against Texas A&M.
They won't be underdogs at Jordan here.
Yeah, I was a little surprised you said that.
If Auburn loses to Georgia and Alabama and they beat Alabama.
Yeah, do that scenario. Do that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so then Missouri's favored.
That's different. If Missouri is at that point 6-0 coming off an Alabama win and Auburn just lost to Georgia, then I think Missouri would be like a 3.5-point favorite. But right now, if this game was played this weekend, Missouri in Jordan-Hare, I think Auburn's probably a 3.5-point favorite.
Oh, just got great news. I don't know about you guys. When you order something and you don't know how quickly they're going to get it shipped out,
I just expect the next day now on everything.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I ordered it last night about 11:41 p.m. and my new Buccaneer hat just got shipped.
That is great news.
Yeah,
that's
it could be here in time for the game on Sunday.
Oh, wow, that is incredible.
Yeah.
I wish Orlovsky was still on with us so we could let him know. Jim's got his Buccaneers
hat.
I got a new game day hat.
I got a new game day hat coming in.
No, but is it the sideline hat that I've got the really blue one for the Rams?
The new Arrow one?
Yeah, it's very clean.
Yeah, technically, don't tell Maggie I got two coming in.
Okay,
she only knows about one.
I won't tell her.
Yeah, but I did get that one.
She'll never find out from this. I can promise you.
She would not notice.
Your ass is the one that checks the mail.
She wouldn't notice the. She wouldn't notice the one. Yeah, I've got the new era hat. Low key, it's not an out in your face. I got an out in your face one coming.
Okay, good. I like it out in your face.
She's the one that picked that one.
Yeah.
Let's get to trash, brought to you today in part by our friends at NASCAR Brownie. Tell us about Talladega Superspeedway.
877-GO-TO-DEGA, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. That's where you can reserve your spot for the Yellowwood 500 weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. It starts 1 week from tomorrow, October 17th. That is the Friday race, Saturday race, Sunday race, the Yellowwood 500, all right there at Talladega Superspeedway. You can be part of it. Reserve your spot in the grandstand, the infield, the camping area. Get that garage experience powered by Cool Ray. It is the most immersive in all of NASCAR. And then don't forget, Whiskey Myers is the Saturday night concert right there in the infield. You can get all the information, everything I'm talking about right now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com and reserve your spot for the Yellowwood 500 weekend. TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Tyler?
Tell me about the whistles. The whistles got woo. When you want to woo woo, it's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We start first with a story that was submitted from our friend Zach. This makes absolutely no sense. But changes, and just reading directly here, are brewing, and this could be a sign of a decline in living standards. Maxwell House, I don't know if you guys saw this, has announced it will be changing its name for the first time in 133 years. They are rebranding from Maxwell House to Maxwell Apartment. While the coffee blend will remain the same taste, aroma, quality, ingredients, the rebrand is only to represent the reality of today's consumers. Nearly a third of Americans now renting smaller places than purchasing full-size homes, and the coffee giant wants to reflect that stat with its temporary brand.
Temporary being
that's just it. These are temporary brands that won't last long. They're just publicity stunts. I mean, if it's not a permanent change, it's not a change.
It's a publicity stunt. Maxwell Apartment.
Still really, really dumb.
I think my grandparents used Maxwell House. I don't know. I remember my grandmom, she would dig the grounds out. She'd put it in the coffee filter and all that. But I think it was Maxwell House back in the day.
Yeah, and I honestly, people like to downsize. That's good when you're our age. But I think for some of the younger generation, and correct me, Jeeves, if I'm wrong, like it used to be a goal for a lot of people to be able to own a house. I think your generation likes to spend so much money that they would rather, hey, let's rent an apartment, and I would rather have all of these other lifestyle stuff. Is that fair?
Yes and no. There's some people who are like that. There are some people who are, looking to own a house still. But I think the majority of my generation just has this sort of like defeatist mentality around it. It's just like, oh, it's never going to happen. So might as well not even try.
Well, I mean, if you go out and spend a ton of money, I mean, you do have to find a balance. And I know the ideal is to own a house and to be able to buy a lot of shit, but you got to be able to balance it out. Anyway, I think it's really stupid.
That's good advice right there. That's good advice.
Okay, this is an update.
I'm more offended that you're drinking instant coffee.
Yeah, I don't think the Maxwell House switching over to that from something else is what's keeping somebody from buying a house.
No, what's interesting?
Your generation would rather go spend $7 on a coffee.
Yeah, that's what's
that's
weird.
ridiculous.
And I bet this is going to piss off the 50-plus that grew up drinking the instant coffee. So we got an update on the Fat Bear Week. You guys remember this?
I do remember this.
Brown Bear, weighing over 1,100 pounds, has overcome a broken jaw to become the winner of Fat Bear Week 2025. This is Chunk. He received the most votes in a competition between 12 brown bears in which people pick the bear they believe, quote, best exemplifies fatness and success as they prepare for winter hibernation. Park rangers at Alaska's Katmai National Park, home to some of the largest brown bears in the world, praised Chunk's resilience in learning how to fish with his injury. Quote, he reminded us how resilient bears are and how they have the ability to recover from injury and hardship, according to one ranger. Now, voters from more than 100 countries followed the action at Katmai's Brooks River through live streams where bears could be seen scooping up salmon and eyeing up their competition.
I'd love to see what the female bear looked like that got him in that fight with another brown bear to get that jaw broken.
No, that was a knife fight right there.
Yeah, look at that scar across the nose, too. Huh?
In reality, what
It's
do you
like
think?
chalky white.
Yeah. In reality, what do you think happened? He probably fell off a cliff.
Probably. Yeah, fell out of a tree trying to get honey.
Or a broken honey jar.
Yeah.
I mean, are you guys just doing a Winnie the Pooh bit
Pretty
here?
much, yeah.
I mean,
as it turns out.
he's in Alaska.
So they
I'm
got
not sure
honey?
he's eating honey.
You don't think they got honey in Alaska?
Is that Christopher Robin in his mouth?
I mean, what are you doing?
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like if I take a nap that lasts much more than an hour, I am groggy the rest of the day. Can you imagine waking up after hibernation, how groggy you are?
No, and how pissed off that bear is.
See, I sleep when I can. If I got, I'll sleep 3 hours one afternoon and 4 hours at night.
But are you not groggy after 3 hours in the day?
No.
So
I am. I'm right there with you. It's
more
like
than an hour.
The perfect nap is like 20 minutes.
I agree.
But if you go an hour, sometimes 2 hours.
Oh no, my wife will do that now. If my wife lays down for a nap,
I'll tell you the way to do it.
Monday Morning
she'll go
Live.
forever.
Like Monday Morning Live. Brown and I are splitting those up this year.
When did we discuss this? I don't remember this discussion.
I went to bed this last week at 1. I woke up at 5, and then I came in and did the Luke's thing, and then that afternoon I was like, "Hey, I got four last night. I'm gonna sleep this afternoon." So I slept 3 that afternoon. Then I had a perfectly good 7 hours at night.
That's really good.
I feel like I was 7 and 7.
By the way, he wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it.
I know.
Yeah.
So do you want me to do Monday? When do you want me to do it?
You want the second half of the
You
season?
can't play golf that early, man. You can't play golf until noon.
I'll do a Monday Morning Live.
I was just thinking about sleeping until 6 o'clock.
Okay, I'll do a Monday Morning Live.
I can't sleep anymore. I woke up this morning with no alarm at 5:15. Couldn't go back.
I do that every day.
Couldn't go back to sleep.
If you're awake that early, come do Monday Morning Live.
Yeah, I do.
Reported late night street race at Midpoint Bridge ended with one driver in jail, his car impounded, and troopers still searching for a motorcyclist accused of reaching speeds topping 140 miles per hour.
Boy.
Now, according to the Florida Highway Patrol, at about 3 a.m. Sunday, troopers spotted the Toyota Camry and a motorcycle stopped side by side at the traffic light. Troopers say the pair suddenly started to accelerate before the Midpoint Bridge. They were accused of racing across the span at extreme speeds. Camry clocked at 124, while the motorcycle hit more than 140 miles per hour. Troopers later stopped the Camry. Inside, a male driver identified as David Stone, 24, and a female passenger. When asked why he was driving so fast, told troopers, quote, had to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, the Camry driver did not have a license at red flag number 1, number 2. This was all happening at 3 in the morning, according to the Highway Patrol. Horrible decisions all over the place, they went to say. Stone, arrested, faces charges for driving without a license, excessive speed, and racing. The motorcyclist, whose license plate was not visible, has not yet been identified. Troopers say charges are waiting once the rider is caught, and they are never going to catch that guy.
No, they will not. Those motorcycles, I mean, they can't catch them. Like, this has been a long time ago, and I've told the story before. I was on, I think, 20 between Atlanta and Birmingham, if I remember, between Atlanta and Anniston. And I saw him coming in my mirror and moved over. Just one of those, I don't know what brand it was, one of those crotch rockets. And that dude blew my doors off. And the sound when they pass you.
Almost clipped one.
Did you?
What if you just open your door?
Oh, Sunday morning, coming back from Athens.
Yeah. Of all places, a fast car in Athens.
Yeah,
what a shocker.
It was somewhere between Atlanta and the state line where I passed just an enormous amount of state troopers. But this motorcycle, I was getting over because my Waze had just said in 0.5 miles there's a policeman straight up.
Right.
And I'm pulling over as he is. He comes fast behind me.
Yeah.
He goes right and is going left right when I'm getting over, and I had not seen him.
Yeah.
And I almost clipped him. I mean, it probably was a big gap, but to me, I almost clipped him.
Did he flip you?
Nope. But you know what he did?
What?
In about 0.4 miles?
What's that?
He went, slowed that thing way down.
Backed her on down?
Police officer did not pull out and get him, but there's no way he was doing less than 90 when he passed him.
I think the cops know that they've got no shot at those. I mean, I don't know how often they even chase them.
Got some Mike Davis in him?
A little bit, yeah.
Kentucky woman arrested last week for going on a destructive and costly rampage inside of a Little Caesars after learning she would be charged extra for extra sauce. Brianna Haynes arrested months after she damaged a Louisville Little Caesars location in January when she requested extra packet of sauce for her order and then was asked to pay for it. After an employee informed her the additional sauce would cost $1, Haynes allegedly, quote, created a disturbance in the store. I mean, it is weird that you can buy pizza for $4 and their sauce is $1.
Yeah, that is true. They got to make that money somewhere.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought it'd be 25 cents a packet.
Yeah.
Haynes caused a whopping $1,000 in damage during the frenzy, according to documents.
By the way, she's going to pay for that, too.
Video inside of the store allegedly caught her outburst, according to investigators. Haynes was not arrested until September 22nd, when police responded to another unrelated incident where she allegedly threw a brick at a car belonging to the father of her child. I'm going to say she's got an anger issue.
Yeah, she threw a brick at a car belonging to the father of her child.
Yeah.
And destroyed a Little Caesars pizza. That's quite the duo there.
Speaking of fast food.
Caesar dips.
Yeah, all over dips.
KFC in the news. Boy, if you love pettiness, you're going to love this one. Man who claims to be Colonel Sanders' great-great-great-nephew says he has leaked the real, quote, real KFC secret recipe.
I like that he sells us that he's his great-nephew by wearing the same tie that Colonel Sanders wears. They'll believe it if I wear this.
Is this the film guy, Brooks?
Wow.
I mean, the same glasses.
Same glasses, yes.
Now, the first ever Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise was opened by Sanders in Salt Lake back in 1952. Fast forward to 2025.
Wait, the first KFC was in Salt Lake?
According to this.
That does not make sense, does it, Jim? Why is it not Utah Fried Chicken?
Yeah.
Now,
why do they have Colonels in Utah?
I would have guessed Lexington. Yeah.
If you fast forward to 2025, there are more than 30,000 restaurants worldwide operating in more than 150 countries. American fast food giant has always promised to be finger-licking good, but has kept its 11 secret herbs and spices under wraps for decades. Now a man going by the social media handle @RealColonelSanders has lifted the lid of the very ingredients used by the company. Now the baby colonel decided to hop on TikTok, go scorched earth on his uncle's pride and joy. The whole rant was posted to X, courtesy of Ribs of TikTok, which is an all-time name for a scandal of this flavor and magnitude. Now, it all boils down to the younger Sanders being none too happy with the marketing team at KFC for their, quote, weird sexualization of his uncle. So after calling them out publicly, the official KFC social media accounts went ahead and blocked the nephew. Yeah. Sanders' response, he unloaded the KFC chicken recipe to droves of social media followers. Posting to TikTok, he lists the 11 herbs and spices, their measurements, and their binders in a now viral 2-minute-long video. It's not only the recipe claiming to be the real deal. Back in 2016, Joe Lettington, Colonel's actual nephew, revealed the recipe had been found written on the back of the last will and testament of his Aunt Claudia. Turns out both supposed recipes are drastically different, aside from a few shared spices. Lettington casually explained, quote, that is the original 11 herbs and spices that were supposed to be so secretive. Since then, he has seemingly attempted to backtrack, saying it could be. I don't know for sure. I've got the recipes of both, but it's going to bore you to death.
I would say that, according to Wikipedia, that Colonel Harlan Sanders first started frying chicken and selling it in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah, so they franchised.
First franchise was actually in Salt Lake, Utah.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, this is working. Let's build some more of these. You know who loves them some chicken? Salt Lake City, Utah. Yep. Yeah, it's not the first place I would have thought, by the way.
Yeah, so it was in Kentucky when those okay. I don't know if it's those 11 spices.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. But I mean, we could just all sit here and come up with some spices to put on fried chicken, and we'd come pretty close to the same recipe.
Yeah, I don't
What's the big deal?
I don't think people are going to buy it because of those spices and herbs. I think people are just like, that Kentucky Fried Chicken's close to my house. I'm going to go get some chicken.
And what's white pepper?
I've used white pepper before.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like pepper, but it's white.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it to you. And I really, to be honest with you, I don't know the...
So it looks like salt.
The big difference it does is pepper that looks like salt.
Yeah.
Albino pepper.
Huh.
God, I had one of those fun edible moments last night where I was talking about like random pizza joints because we brought up Da Vinci's. And I was told Tomato Joe's had to change their name out in L.A.
Oh, no.
To oh my God, what was it? Now I'm having another high moment. To like
this is what it was like in your head.
Yeah, I can't even remember now.
Yeah.
But they had to change it to like Garlic Pete's.
Garlic Pete's.
Yeah, like you've got to change Tomato Joe's and they go Garlic Pete's.
Yeah, Garlic Pete's.
Yeah.
God, Pete
It
smells
was a lot funny when I heard it last night.
Yeah. LT's Edible Moment, brought to you by the people that can also help your eyesight. That's our friends at Michelson Laser Vision.
Yeah, 205-969 for glaucoma, right?
That's right.
969-8100, that is the number you need to call. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. You have zero to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. Dr. Mort Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama way back in 1995. Make the phone call that I made, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
And our final thought today is private equity and the Big Ten. Big Ten Enterprises is being proposed to the member institutions, 18 of them. And this could be, what's 10-figure amount of money? Each school could get a 10-figure amount of money if this deal goes through instantly.
That's
$1
billion.
That's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Each school could get $1 billion?
Yeah, 10-figure amount. Big Ten Enterprises is being proposed. Right now, it looks like Michigan and Ohio State could be pushing back on it, though. They want this to be unanimous. It would be an instant $2 billion cash investment from a group of private equity folks who would buy a share of the Big Ten. They would divide it into 20 shares, 18 schools, the Big Ten office, and the investor. And they would work on developing business and doing everything but running the league. The league would still be in charge of, like, you know, the rules, officiating, putting on the event. They would just handle the business side of it, the private equity. This seems like something that we will eventually get to, though the Big Ten and the SEC will probably be the last to do it, I would think. But they're at least batting it around. It looks like Michigan and Ohio State are going to be the roadblocks.
Because they're probably saying, let's talk about who deserves what in this deal. The whole reason they want it is because of our brands.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The Big Ten Enterprises, the private equity folks, would be the ones that would negotiate future TV contracts, ticketing, all of that. They would sort of become in charge of that. There is one upside to this, according to the folks at The Athletic who are reporting on this, that if this does go through, it likely keeps a super league from ever happening. You know, there's been that talk of the SEC and the Big Ten basically having a super league. Well, this would prevent that from happening most likely, because if they go this route, the grant of rights that the current Big Ten folks would have to sign away would last through 2046. That's a long time. We'll see what happens on that, and if any other conferences try to follow suit in the private equity world. We're going to try to make you a little cash on the other side. If you just hang right here, you don't have to change streams or go anywhere. We're about to do our big MyBookie pick show for the week, both college and the NFL, so don't go anywhere. But as far as the next round is concerned, God bless you and God bless America.
All right, it's time for the MyBookie Football Picks Show as we enter another weekend of college football as we start October and the NFL rolling along as well. He's Jim Dunaway. He's Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. MyBookie brings you the show. Go sign up right now at mybookie.ag. Get ready for this weekend. mybookie.ag, code next round. Here's what code next round does for you at mybookie.ag. When you sign up, you get that sign-on bonus, and this is what it is. The bet back bonus up to $500. You make your first bet. You lose up to $500. They put it right back into your account at mybookie.ag. Fire down and start right again at mybookie.ag. Code next round. mybookie.ag. Code next round. Don't forget that live casino, the casino and live casino that are there as well. Let's start in the college football game. And we will start with a game that I don't know that we thought the combined record would be what it is. Clemson at North Carolina. The Tigers are a 14-point favorite on the road at North Carolina. This Bill Belichick, I don't know if I call it an experiment, Dunaway. You mentioned this earlier in our live show. They've played two breathing opponents, and they've gotten blasted by both of them.
A total of 59 points in this one. This has got to be best roster wins for me. It's got to be Clemson, the old lay it or don't play it situation. But it is interesting that Dabo Swinney and Bill Belichick, with all their credentials, are coming into this game with a combined 3-5 record.
Well, I can't believe how bad Kate Klubnik's been in this Garrett Riley system. He is 94th right now in QBR. This offense is 116th in scoring offense, under 20 points per game. Now, this is a get-right game. Clemson coming off the bye. It's an 11 o'clock game in Chapel Hill. Clemson is 0-5 their last 5 against the number, but they're 5-1 their last 6 against UNC, against the spread. I like Clemson laying the points here, but it's an 11 o'clock game. Officially, I will pass, but if I played it, I definitely I am like Jim. I would lay it or don't play it.
Phil's get right for Clemson. There's no doubt. I like Clemson minus the 14 in this one. Georgia is minus 20.5 as they bounce back from their loss to Alabama. Kentucky coming to town. Nothing helps you after a loss like playing Kentucky. They'll do that in Athens. They're a 20.5-point favorite, total of 48.5. Nobody is more aware of those two numbers than Mark Stoops. Can he keep it inside the 20.5? He always does.
Georgia has not, Kentucky has not beaten a ranked Georgia team since 1988. You got to go back a long time, almost 40 years since the last time they pulled that off. They're only 3-8. They're a last 11 straight up. So Stoops, this thing is going in the wrong direction. But Georgia, we talked about how there's not dominant teams anymore. They still have somewhat inflated numbers. This is an inflated number, and they have not covered in 5 straight contests. They're 0-5 their last 5 out.
I will tell you, after seeing them in person, and they were at home, they didn't play with the same edge that Georgia teams of years past under Kirby Smart have played with. They played more Mark Richt-esque than they did Kirby Smart-esque. It wasn't the same nastiness or meanness about them in that Alabama game. Alabama was more physical. Alabama was the aggressor. In this game, though, I expect Georgia to be rededicated to winning the football game. Kentucky is I think we all go back to Georgia at Kentucky a couple of years ago, and we think Kentucky can muck this game up. This Kentucky team's nowhere close talent-wise to that bad Kentucky team. That bad Kentucky team was much better than this bad Kentucky team. Give me not edgy Georgia to beat Kentucky easily.
Yeah, and I think I would play the under here because, if you're Glenn Schumann, Kirby Smart, you want to get confidence for a defense that doesn't seem nearly as dominant as it was before. They're coming off a shutout second half to Alabama. I think you can continue that for 4 more quarters against a bad Kentucky offense, which, by the way, through 4 games right now for Kentucky, they have yet to have a receiver catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
What I don't understand, back to the Georgia-Alabama game, is how you could open it up so much for Gunnar Stockton early in the game in Knoxville in that setting, and then at home against Alabama, not really open it up early in the game at all. They played almost not to lose against Alabama.
It's almost like Kirby Smart plays Alabama differently than he plays everybody else.
It was crazy.
Yeah, Georgia obviously wins this game. I think Kentucky, 8.5-minute drive that settles for a field goal at the end to get just inside the number. You've seen it before, haven't you?
I don't know if Stoops is playing for the win. I guarantee he's playing for the cover.
Iowa State is at Cincinnati. This is a big Big 12 game. It's hard to remember Cincinnati's in the Big 12. Their only loss is out of conference to Nebraska. They're a 1.5-point home favorite. Iowa State, one of 20 undefeated teams playing this weekend in the FBS. And if they're going to remain undefeated, this will be a fight in Cincinnati.
Yeah, the injuries at corners that LT first brought up, but the word came out late last night that those two guys not just out for this game, they're done for the season. And you're playing a Cincinnati quarterback that can sling it around the yard. Rocco Beck's good, but Sorsby is really, really good at Cincinnati. This team's been off the radar since they lost to Nebraska. Look out for the Bearcats.
Yeah, I do think it's two really good quarterbacks, and I do think Brendan Sorsby, he's got almost an 88 QBR right now, 14 touchdowns. He's going to have some opportunities. They haven't been good under Satterfield against the number. 5-14 against the spread their last 19 home games. And Iowa State looking to be the first Big 12 team to start back-to-back seasons at 6-0 since Oklahoma State in 2021.
Yeah, back in the glory years of Mike Gundy.
Keep in mind, though, not only the injuries there, this Iowa State team beat Arizona State last week in what was not just because of the injuries, a very physical game. They got to turn around and go on the road. That's a tough back-to-back for Iowa State.
Question coming in from our Stews. Duke -2.5 at California. Kansas -4.5 on the road at UCF. Anybody got any thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I'll take Kansas real quick. I do think this Kansas team's got an opportunity. Look, they're 1-6 straight up, their last 7 on the road. And UCF's defense has played really well up until this point, 21st in scoring defense, only 15 points per game, but they haven't seen a quarterback yet like Jalen Daniels. I know they've been inept on the road, but I kind of like Kansas in this spot. And as far as Cal, I did like Cal, but, man, the inconsistencies over the last couple of weeks. I mean, they get shut out and then they bounce right back and look pretty dominant this past week. I lean Cal, but I feel good about Kansas.
I like that Duke got their offense right against Syracuse, 503 yards of total offense against usually a pretty well-coached Fran Brown defense. They took them. And to your point, Jaron Kiove-Sagapolu-Tele has been really inconsistent.
Your favorite quarterback in college football, isn't it?
Yeah. So I sort of feel like Duke can go on the road. What's the spread on that one?
2.5.
2.5.
It's up to 3 right now.
Up to 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Duke wins the game, probably by about 3 points.
Let's go to the middle of the day games. MyBookie.ag code next round. When you sign on, you get that sign-on bonus, bet back guarantee up to $500. Your first bet covered up to $500. You lose, they put it right back into your account at MyBookie.ag code next round. MyBookie.ag code next round. Down in the swamp, the Texas Longhorns playing their first conference game of the year as we turn the calendar to October. They are a 7-point favorite on the road at Florida, a very low NFL-esque total of 41.5 in this game. So not a lot of points expected here. Why do I like Florida again? They have bitten me twice.
I'm right there with you. And they've bitten me 3 consecutive games. You know, going back South Florida, LSU, and then what was the last game Florida had out? Miami.
Yeah.
And they have the offense has been awful. I can't explain DJ Lagway if you take away Long Island where he padded the numbers a little bit. He has been absolutely awful. And now he's going against Texas defense that is only allowing 7.8 points per game. But they are 76 nationally in passing yards. It's Arch Manning's first SEC road start in the swamp. I know they're coming off a bye, so I expect Sarkisian to have some things dialed up. Really good Florida defense. If Florida doesn't turn the football over, I think they can keep it within a possession. If I played it, I can't believe I'm doing this to myself again like you, Brown.
Go Gators.
I think I would play Florida.
I think I would too, because this is a save your season type win for Florida. Okay, we just beat Texas. We can get some things going in the right direction. I don't know what it'll do for Billy Napier's future. I'm just saying that for that locker room, they get a star receiver back who hasn't played all year. Lagway got to start playing at some point better, and Texas just continues to shoot themselves in the foot. I thought our guest Roman Harper made a great point on the next round, and you can go back and see that wherever you get our podcast, where he said that Steve Sarkisian is still learning how to call plays for Arch Manning and for this team. They've struggled in the red zone. You don't know what you're going to get. You can't call a crossing mesh pattern over the middle at 5 to 7 yards because Arch is missing that throw. Who does that remind you of? Jalen Milroe over the last couple of years.
But how does he not have this figured out? Like, okay, Arch is going to be our future. We had, a 3-year starting quarterback in Quinn Ewers. We tell him to kick rocks and move on to the NFL, and Arch is the future of this program. But I've got to change my play calling around him because he doesn't have the skill set.
I will say, one reason I like Florida plus 7 points in this game feels like 14 in any other game. That's a pretty big point spread for these.
Total 41.5, low total.
Low,
I would play the under.
Also in the middle of the day, the Alabama Crimson Tide trying to avenge a road loss last year at Vanderbilt. minus 10.5 at home as the Commodores come calling a top 25 Vanderbilt team, unlike when these two met last year. A total of 55.5. Alabama coming off the big win over the Georgia Bulldogs, and Vanderbilt, a rare chance to play as an undefeated top 25 team on the road in the SEC.
It's crazy. So the last 4 outings, these two matching up, Alabama's been on average a 28.5-point favorite. You go back to last year where I believe this Vanderbilt team is better than last year's. I think the Alabamas are about the same. Maybe this one's a little bit better. But on the road in Nashville, they were a 24-point favorite. And now they're only 10. So you're taking 2 touchdowns away. You've got home field advantage. Such a low number. With all that said, Vanderbilt 5-0 for the first time in 80 years. Diego Pavia's played at an exceptional level. 12-6 as starting quarterback at Vanderbilt. He's calling out Alabama. National media is calling out Alabama. I think Alabama goes out. They pop them. They win this game by 17-21. I like Bama minus the points right now.
I would tell you Vanderbilt's most impressive win is on the road at South Carolina. They blew them out. But in that game, remember, Lenore Sellers hurt in the second quarter. And then Vandy blew them out. This Vandy team, road win at Virginia Tech, dominated that game. They've won the games. They gave 35 to Utah State last week.
And those weren't all garbage time points either. Utah State played with them for a little bit.
It was 28-20, I think, and then it may have been 35-26, something like that.
A little concerning.
Yeah, so they scored some points on Vanderbilt's defense. If Alabama's head's right, if Ty Simpson stays upright, my gut tells me Big Ryan Williams Day is coming this weekend. Big Ryan Williams Day. Alabama easy for me, too.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you guys. I guess that's bad news for Alabama. I'm not going to save the graphic here, as they say on game day. I like Alabama big in that one, too. As we go to the nighttime slate, I'm about to give you the team that one sportsbook in Vegas says is the most bet team that they've got on Saturday. As of right now, we are talking live on a Thursday afternoon. As of right now, this is the most bet team.
What window is it?
It is in the primetime window. The most bet team they've got on Saturday. MyBookie.ag is where you can play all these games. Code next round at MyBookie.ag, and that is going to get you that bet back bonus up to $500. Or the bet back bonus works this way: you make your first bet up to $500. They're going to put it right back into your account if you lose. So you don't risk on that first one. You get a great start there at MyBookie.ag. Play with it again right away. Code next round to get that bet back bonus at MyBookie.ag. Also, don't forget their casino and their live casino. Great fun when you go to MyBookie.ag. Code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. Code next round.
It's going to be Miami or Mississippi State.
Miami.
Texas A&M. No.
Miami -4. That is the most bet side in terms of total bets that Vegas has as of Thursday afternoon. Tells you the public likes Miami -4 on the road at Florida State, who is coming off a loss at Virginia.
Yep, and this is going to be a desperation game for Florida State. We haven't seen a lot of Florida State-Miami matchups recently that have had this much at stake. But what gives here? You've got Miami's great rush defense, 9th in the FBS right now, giving up right at 76 yards per game, going against the number 2 rushing attack in all of college football. 336 yards per game, and the number 1 scoring offense for the Seminoles, even in that loss to Virginia, averaging 53 points per game. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. This is crazy, though. Did you guys realize a win over Miami, this is going to be Florida State's highest-ranked win since?
Miami's?
No,
Florida State.
With a win over Miami, this will be Florida State's highest-ranked win since?
Since Jimbo Fisher won the national championship in 2013.
You believe that?
I mean, that would be an astounding stat. I mean, we're talking.
That's correct.
We're talking a decade.
The 2014 national championship
more than a
game.
decade.
So when they beat Auburn.
Yeah, this will be their highest ranked win.
Wow.
Over a top 5 Miami team if they do get this win.
Wow.
Incredible.
I think Florida State's defense has been really good too, only giving up 19 points per game. I'm not buying Miami yet. Could be completely wrong on them, but I am taking Florida State plus points, and I'm thinking they're going to win the game outright.
My thought on this is I think Miami is the better team. Their defense flies around. They got a quarterback that won't get them into trouble. Castellanos is a roller coaster. He has greats. He has lows. Obviously, it was not his best game against Virginia. And that defense is what surprised me at Florida State against Virginia. I like Miami's defense to be really aggressive. Castellanos to be more mid than great like he was against Alabama. I'll take Miami.
We got 2 mids out of you today.
Yep.
Hey,
it's all of a sudden it's 2019.
That's right. We'll talk about Navy.
Florida State, though, last week was the 30th anniversary of the big upset.
Right.
And remember, that was when Florida State could never lose an ACC game. They have lost 6 consecutive ACC games going back to last year.
There was a day they never lost them. One more college game before we move to the Sunday Bowl. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are on the road at Texas A&M. They are now a 15-point underdog. The Ags coming off their low-scoring win over Auburn. State coming off their high-scoring loss at home to Tennessee, a total of 55.5 in this. But Dunaway, A&M, a 15-point favorite over State.
Listen, A&M didn't do a lot against Auburn. There were a lot to be concerned about for Texas A&M. I mean, I know everybody walked away rubbing their temples about Auburn and how bad they were. Mississippi State lost the game last week to Tennessee, but I left thinking Mississippi State was a better football team than I thought they were when they went in. And I felt the same way when Tennessee lost to Georgia. I was like, Tennessee's better than I thought they were.
I agree with you on both.
I still think Tennessee's a good team. For Mississippi State, Blake Shapen, and then what they have at wide receiver, I like Shedeur Sanders. I like their running game all of a sudden. I like what Jeff Lebby's done with their schemes. This will be an interesting game. In the end, Mississippi State is still too much to bite off on the road at Kyle Field. But this will be a fun game, at least for a half. But I'll take Texas A&M.
I'm laying it here. I think this is an absolute blowout.
Whipple.
Look, it's been all fun, and Levy's done a great job, and they're sitting at 4-1, and they've got a top 12 win, and they could have possibly had 2 against Tennessee. I think Shapen is good. This is a very improved team, but now you're going against an A&M team that gave up 1 yard in the fourth quarter, 176 total yards to Auburn. Auburn was 0 of 13 on third downs. And there ain't no cowbells around here. I don't think Marcel Reed has been very good, but I think Elko's defense is going to cause Shapen problems.
That'll be 14 straight SEC losses if they lose this game.
Yeah, well, they're going to lose this game. Now, they might get under the number, but I feel pretty good about A&M minus the 14.5 in prime time. Again, it's been a great story for Mississippi State up until this point, but I like A&M a lot here. And I don't think A&M's great by any means.
All right, let's go to the NFL games. You can play these Sunday games as well at mybookie.ag, code next round, mybookie.ag, code next round. That is how you get that sign-on bonus. It's the bet back bonus, bet back guarantee up to $500. You lose your first bet up to $500 and put it right back into your account to play with right away at mybookie.ag, code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere, mybookie.ag, code next round. Interesting game in the early slate Sunday. Denver is at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, 3.5-point favorite. Total of 43.5. All they have done, as we pointed out earlier, is beat 3 straight teams that may win their division. Kansas City, we'll see about them if they can turn it around completely in the AFC West. But the Rams are likely going to win the NFC West, and then your Buccaneers are likely going to win the NFC South. That's their 3 straight wins.
But in the NFL, I always sort of like everything sort of comes to the middle. If you're 4-0,
right.
If you're 4-0, it's hard to go 5-0, right? There's a better chance you're going to lose. I know it's a home game, and I know it's Bo Nix, but there's something about what's not clicking for Saquon Barkley, what's not clicking between Hurts and A.J. Brown, and that Broncos defense. You're talking about an over-under. Give me a total in this game.
43.5.
I think this one is way under. This game's like 17-6.
This does feel low scoring. I would agree with you.
The problem with playing an under in Philadelphia is there's so many different scores. There's block kicks. We saw it last week. We saw 2 block kicks the week before, short fields. It's actually a higher total than I thought it would come at 43.5 with both these defenses. I do like Denver plus the 3.5. I don't know if they win the game. I could see this thing land directly on 3. But Philadelphia, one of 2 undefeated teams, along with Buffalo. They've been finding ways to get by, but I do think Denver's defense is going to give. Saquon hasn't been able to run it effectively, and Jalen Hurts hasn't been great. So I think Denver's defense is going to keep it really close, but I like the Broncos plus 3.5.
Yeah, the lowest.
As soon as I bet under, though, that's when Hurts says, you know what, I do need to throw it to A.J. Brown more.
That's right. It's time for me to show him I can throw. The lowest Sunday total, by the way, is the England game. Cleveland starting a backup in Dillon Gabriel.
Oh, that's even lower than Giants Saints?
Oh, Jim, it's 36.
Oh, wow.
That's an exceptionally low total.
Well, make sure you get to the stadium early so you can see the cadets march onto the field.
It is 37. We've got a backup going against a Brian Flores defense. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it really is. And on the other side, Carson Wentz was really sloppy with the football. I think he'll settle in with this offense, and I think Minnesota's going to end up being okay. But boy, that is that play is probably the under.
Yeah, even at 36 is probably the under, right? Another kind of low total is a game like, close your eyes, go back to the preseason, and I tell you, in October, Houston is going to be playing in Baltimore, and it's going to be favored. You would laugh me off the set here, and it's exactly what will happen Sunday. Houston, a 2-point favorite at Baltimore.
Well, look, Houston's defense is still legitimate. The offense has a ton of issues, but going back week 1 in SoFi against the Rams, they had every opportunity on a final possession to win that game, and it was all about defense. Like, they couldn't do anything offensively, but they had the opportunities. And then you go back last week, I know it was Cam Ward and a rookie quarterback on the road, but they pitched a shutout. You don't pitch shutouts in this league, and now you're going against Cooper Rush and not Lamar Jackson. I kind of like Houston on the road here. I know it's tough to envision Baltimore falling to 1-4, but it's going to be again, I would play this under because I don't know how either, as bad as Baltimore's defense is going to be, has been, giving up 33 points a game. I don't know how either one of these offense manufacture points against these defenses.
Houston also should have beat Tampa Bay. So they should be unbeaten then.
Yeah, the total's 41 that Lance is playing. Does it feel low scoring to you?
Yeah.
I mean, with those two quarterbacks, the way they're playing, I think so.
Yeah.
Washington Dunaway is at the Chargers. They will play in SoFi in L.A., a 2.5-point Charger favorite here. This is a beat-up Chargers team coming off a loss at the Giants.
And Washington gets Jaden Daniels.
That's right. They're getting healthy.
So you would say, okay, on paper, this sets up good for Washington to be what we thought they would be. But then the Chargers lost last week. Hard for me to see them losing 2 in a row.
Well, the Chargers are banged up. You know, we talk about how banged up San Francisco is. Chargers are right there with them, especially on the offensive line. Home field means nothing for the Chargers, one of the worst home fields in all of football, but it is Washington going East Coast West. I do like the Commanders plus the 3 here. This is one of those games that 2-2 can get them back over the hump. And I think the Chargers are the better team. I just like Washington in this spot.
And then finally, the Monday night game. We joked about this earlier, is that when you schedule this game on Monday night, little did you know Jacksonville would have the better record. Kansas City is favored in Jacksonville, -3 against the Jags, but Liam Cohen has surprised a lot of people with this 3-1 start.
Orlovsky talked about a change in the attitude when he joined our show. He said they are physical, both on the offensive line and defense. They've got a personality of running the ball, under center with Trevor Lawrence a lot more. That he's just changed the whole mindset. That being said, this is the one that Kansas City has to get, right?
They need it. I mean, sitting at 2-2, really getting their momentum back offensively with Xavier Worthy coming back to the lineup. The offense did look good against a bad Baltimore defense. But Jacksonville, I think this is kind of their barometer. Where are we really? I think, along with Indianapolis, 2 teams that will fight for that one playoff spot out of the AFC South. I like Jacksonville plus 3.5. I think Trevor is playing with a lot of confidence. ETN on the other side has been really, really good. Brian Thomas. I like the Jags plus 3.5.
Okay, but you did you like the Texans to win too? That would put them 3-2. Then Indiana. I mean, they're all in the same division.
It ends up being a pretty good division. Tennessee's
the only reason I like the Texans is because you're going against a backup quarterback and their defense is that good. Texans have an offensive problem.
Yeah. If Kansas City wins and the Commanders do get the Chargers, what has happened? Then the Chiefs are 3-2, and now the Chargers have fallen back to 3-2.
Right.
There's the Chiefs
maybe
back
Denver's
running for that division
if they win against Philadelphia.
But the Chiefs are right back in that divisional race all of a sudden.
It's like you said earlier. It feels like most of the NFL does this. It all regresses to the middle, right? All right, you can play all these games we just talked about at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on right there at mybookie.ag and get that $500 bet back bonus. You make your first bet up to $500. They cover it. If you lose, right back into your account to play again at mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up there and use code next round. And don't forget their casino and live casino when the games are over. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. mybookie.ag. Code next round. mybookie.ag. Code next round. Follow us on all social media at Next Round Live. And as you watch us on YouTube, please subscribe and set your alerts so you always know when we're live, which is 9 to noon Central Time every single day on the Next Round. And those of you that have us on audio podcasts, make sure you set your downloads to automatic so it downloads automatically every single day. And give us a thumbs up on YouTube. We appreciate that. All right, enjoy all the games. We'll see you at 9 o'clock Friday on the Next Round.